in Washington next Friday night at 9 p.m. through the 5 games. Quarterback Ethan Kaliak-Manis has thrown for almost 1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns. The wide receiver tandem of KJ Duff and Ian Strong have combined for 59 catches, 883 yards, and 5 scores. Women's soccer home for Penn State tomorrow through 10 games. They are 3-3-4. Congratulations to field hockey's puck winner. She was named the National Defensive Player of the Week. 62 degrees in Central Park. That's the Rutgers Report. I'm Jerry Recco on Sports Radio 101.9 FM, The Fan.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
For all you who have the Yankees dead and buried after Game 1, where are you now? Hey, look, the Yanks did what they had to do here, BT. This is a series they had to win. It was a tough task, not because of the opponent necessarily, but because of the short series, the 3-game series, and getting down 1-0. It's never happened before in these wild card. Yankees came back. They won the final 2 behind a tremendous effort from one Cam Schlittler.
You know, I almost find these shows the hardest to communicate what I actually saw last night, because the easiest thing in the world is to, like, after Game 1, get on, let it rip. Boom, why'd you pull Freed? What about this? What about that? It's tough to verbally capture what we watched last night. It was that amazing. It was that special when a young athlete's body and mind and heartbeat is so in sync to take the mound. And by the way, the other kid was pretty good as well. But to take the mound and against the Red Sox on that stage, you came up in July. He's a special performer. He's obviously got a special heart rate. You know, that matters. You hear that a lot. It sounds a little contrived, whatever, but he is just so calm, and he comes out and right away pumping 100, 101, 99, 100. We saw last night, what we saw last night, Sal, there is a chance we won't see that again the rest of our lives. He was that good.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are a couple of factors that go into it. For me, we could get into why I think the Yankees won the series and all that stuff, but the number one thing that I would take away from last night is there is nothing more enjoyable for me in sports than watching a starting pitcher dominate the way that he did, especially on the biggest of stages in the postseason, in the elimination game, all those different things, but doing it from start to finish. Like 6 scoreless would have been really good. I think everybody would have signed from that. 7 would have been, wow, he won 7 innings. What an impressive performance. When you go 8, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, and by the way, like, clearly I'm not a Yankee fan, but even just thinking about the moment where he's walking into the dugout and Boone's like, you're coming back out, or you're going back out, you got another one in you, and the crowd going nuts, and him just blowing away guy after guy. I don't think there's anything more beautiful in sports than a starting pitcher going that deep into a game, especially in a postseason game.
It's up there, and it's really the poise. I mean, the stuff is obvious. You watch him throw a baseball. He's got these long, loose limbs, so the ball's on you quicker. He throws 100. He's got a nasty cutter. Like, he's got the entire repertoire. But, like, when you jump ahead and it's strike one, like, he could have been out there for 5 hours. The Red Sox weren't dotting him. Yeah. They just were not touching him. And the other thing, too, Sal, the way the Yankees won the series, now, you and I both thought that they would hit last night.
Yeah.
They didn't.
No, well, that's a whole other thing that we got to get into here.
We certainly will. But to win a series, now the Red Sox, they've had some injuries from the offensive perspective. Like, they're not a very lethal offensive team, but you still got to beat who's in front of you. For the Yankees to win a series with only 2 home runs, you had Volpe's home run early in the first game. Obviously, Ben Rice then hit one. You almost had one from Stanton. Judge didn't hit any. Belly didn't. Gresham didn't. Nobody else did. To win a series the way they won it, whether it's the hustle double, whether it's 2, that play by Volpe, keeping that ball. Yeah. I mean, Jazz, he worries me, even though I like him, man. Some of the throws he makes and plays are just odd. But that pick by Volpe with a runner charging down on you, if he doesn't secure that ball, it's in the outfield, it's second and third, you got big problems. He made a big play the night before in the double play from Devin Williams, jumping up, getting his foot down, throwing a dot to first. They won in a way that they have not been able to win in recent years, and that's kind of grinding out a couple of cheap hits and running the bases and catching the ball. And then what we saw from Schlitler, I mean, Guidry didn't do this. Clemens kind of did against Seattle. Pettit didn't quite do this. El Duque, Wells, nobody else. What I saw last night was almost hard to describe. He was that amazing.
So from Cam Schlittler's perspective, do it again. Now we got to see, like, that's a performance he probably probably won't ever have again in his lifetime. So I'm not going to sit here and say, well, he's Roger Clemens. It's the greatest pitching performance I've ever seen. It's Game 3, which is not the same as Game 5 and Game 7. And now it's elimination game, but it doesn't feel, with a Game 3, it doesn't feel the same because the series is just so quick. Whereas even a 5-game series is a little back and forth. It just sets the stage a little bit better. Certainly Game 7 is after a grueling 6 games. All right, here we go. So Game 3 is kind of abrupt.
Well, it might not feel the same, but it's got the same urgency. Whether you lose, you're out.
Yeah, no, understand. This elimination game, it just doesn't feel the same as the other stuff.
With the build-up?
And to me, there were circumstances around it. Like, it was also against a Red Sox team who has a god-awful lineup. Like, that's not taking away from Cam Schlittler. It's a fact. I mean, the Red Sox lineup was just awful, and to your point, they weren't touching him. So he was great. Nobody would ever take that away. Exciting performance. Now, can he follow that up? And if he starts to do that throughout the postseason, then we could start talking about Yankee legacy and Yankee lore and Roger Clemens this and Cam Clemens that, like whatever. My biggest takeaway is something you just touched upon. This series, and it's going to get buried because of how great and dominant Schlitler was. The Yankees won this series by being a clean baseball club for all 3 games.
Well,
the Red Sox were the team that beat themselves, not catching pop-ups, fumbling all over themselves in the outfield, not good on the base paths. The Red Sox were the team that beat themselves. The Yankees didn't beat themselves. They played clean baseball, and to your point, doing it with base hits, putting the bat on the ball, little seeing eye singles here or there.
Yeah.
Didn't do it with their power. So the Yankees showed you in this 3-game series that they can win in a way that we have not seen them win before. That should be the biggest takeaway. Defensive substitutions, McMahon making that great play, whatever it may be, being a clean baseball team through 3 games while watching the Red Sox. And that's all it took. One mistake, one drop pop-up screwed that whole game up for the Red Sox. Their pitcher you mentioned before, I thought early was terrific.
He was really pitching. He was mixing and matching. He was good. He's very good. He's going to be good.
For a rookie to do that in Yankee Stadium against the Yankee lineup, which is far more dangerous than the Red Sox lineup, like that was impressive. So that pop-up that fell in, that got things going the wrong way. But then even just the balls that were put in play, the grounders that got through, that is something that should get you excited as a Yankee fan. There's more to come with the power, but the fact that they didn't beat themselves and played clean baseball to win a series, that to me is the biggest takeaway.
It's very encouraging. The other thing that Schlitler did, aside from the obvious of just being, masterful, is that outside of Bednar, he gave the bullpen a chance to rest a little bit. So even if he gave you 6 or 5 or 6 scintillating innings, you still would have had to go to, whether it's Cruz, whether it's Weaver, who we don't really trust now. Cruz would have been the 3rd straight day. Bednar did have the 3rd straight day. Same with Devin Williams. If Devin Williams would have gotten it would have been the 3rd straight day. So he delivered last night, but also at least put them in a better position to be in a good position Game 1 in Toronto, which we'll obviously get to. Early, the first time through the order, the Yankees were 1 for 9, and then the second time, and this is where the adjustments came, they were 5 for 8 with a walk. So the kid really, really was good. That's the Red Sox problem, and that's obviously the Red Sox, one of their staples moving forward. It's a problem that they lost Star down the road, but he really was good. But then you could see the Yankees grinding through that second time of the order, and the first inning, I remember telling you, I don't know if it was his first start. I think it maybe was because his first start was July 9th, back to Schlitler. And I told you I was in the car, and I heard the interview with Susan with the scout, who wound up finding him at Northeastern. And then, I'm seeing him throw. I'm like, wow, 98. This was in July, 98, 99, 199. And he averaged, I think it was 98.7 on his 4-seam fastball, which was the highest average for any Yankee pitcher. But how about this? And again, we could get lost in the numbers, and we won't do this all day, but this has to be said. In the first inning, he has 6 pitches, 100 or more, which was more than every Yankee starting pitcher in the playoffs since 2008 combined. So, and he's not even their best pitcher. Now you're going to get Fried, obviously. Rodon's been pretty solid.
Oh, he was the best in the series by far.
He was. There's no question.
By a long shot.
No, I agree. Yeah. But the Yankees are now in a position to do something that I think a lot of us think that we didn't think that they could do early, that maybe changed our opinions from late because of the moves that they made. And this is what it's about. I mean, just answering the bell, everybody watching, pressure, and he was phenomenal. It was great.
BT Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Paul starts us off in Queens. What's up, Paul?
What's going on, guys? Great win last night. Cam Schlittler was unbelievable. Crazy how, it's been a home run or bust all year, and they win this game basically by base hits. And, of course, some miscues by the Red Sox defense. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, if Cam Schlittler can continue to do this, I mean, what does it say about what the Yankees are going to have going forward, starting pitching-wise?
See, that and thanks for the call, Paul. That, to me, is the wrong takeaway from today. Carl Ravitch said it last night. It actually drove me up a wall, BT. We're in the midst of a run right now with the Yankees. There's no need to, like, Carl Ravitch, somebody's got to teach him baseball. Oh, do you think it was him that was bad, or was it the defense? Dude, are you watching the game? Obviously, it was the defense. Get a freaking clue, Carl Ravitch.
He's terrible.
But then he starts going on to, well, look at Cole and Fried and Schlitler and Rodon. Dude, this is not about next year. It's about now. Cam Schlittler dominated last night. Cam Schlittler is going to have an opportunity to dominate the Blue Jays in the next round. Who cares about Garrett Cole and the possibility of next? We have no idea what Cam Schlittler is going to be. You have no idea what next year is going to bring. Right now, you have a chance to go win a World Series. That's what it's about. So, Paul, stop worrying about what it could look like in the future. You have no idea. Does last night mean that Cam Schlittler is going to be Roger Clemens? He might be. I have no idea. He might not be. Nobody has any idea. But right now, last night he pitched better than Roger Clemens could, and the Yankees are going to need that if they want to go win a World Series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the reference because it was just a camera shot, and I don't know that Carl said, hey, put the camera on the Yankee pitchers. I could talk about the next couple of years, but it is important to stay in the moment because think about this. This time last year, we're watching Soto and Judge. We're watching a team that goes to the World Series, and you just don't know when you're going to get back there. I mean, a year or two ago, did anybody think Garrett Cole would miss an entire season? You don't know. So you take the moment that's in front of you, and you enjoy it for sure. And this is a fun day because you get a chance. It's a good balance where you get to celebrate last night. You get to look ahead to Toronto, who's been talking smack, whether it's their broadcasters, their manager, their players for the last 3 months, and do that nice little fun balance, which is the best part of October.
Maybe more of my point, forget like even Ravitch and spinning it forward to next year. Like, yeah, okay, great. That's a next year problem. Even about Cam Schlittler, like, if this is what Cam Schlittler is going to be, first of all, he's never done this before. Okay, his best start.
Nobody has in Major League Baseball playoff history.
Well, there's also circumstance for that as well. The expanded postseason, worse teams, like that is a part of it. You can go back. Now, I didn't do this myself, but go back and look at some of the great pitchers and the lineups that they were facing in comparison to who players face now in a wild card game or a wild card round. So that's not to take anything away, but it is a reason when you get crappy teams 5, 6 seeds in, why certain stats may look different. My bigger point is that Cam Schlittler himself has been in the majority of his season so far. And it was only, 14, 15 games, whatever he started with
15.
the Yankees prior to last night. A 5-6 inning pitcher. Then the last outing against the Orioles, we went over this yesterday, was his best one so far, 7 1/3. And then last night was just an absurd, like the best of the best to ever set foot on the mound in the game would have a hard time matching what he did last night. So what is he? We don't. All I'm saying is we don't know. I'm still not sold that he's going to be that every time out. Now, if he is, then nobody's beating the Yankees. End of story. Nobody's beating the Yankees.
Well, think about the other things that you and I discussed as well. The whole lineup thing. I mean, that was a lot of the show that you and I did yesterday, and it came out when we were off the air. And I didn't know if they were going to. Well, I kind of felt that they would play Stanton. I did say that I would not. But he put Rosario in there, got a big knock there. Obviously, put McMahon at third base when he did, made a sprawling catch. That was an incredible catch, my God. So the buttons that he hit now, obviously.
The best play the Red Sox made, by the way, was saving McMahon in that dugout.
That save came a little late. There were a couple of guys that didn't move. I forget who was the guy who actually did catch his legs.
It's a weird spot, right? Because you don't want to help him, but you
got to help him. When you see somebody's spikes go over their head, I don't care who you're playing. I don't care what's at stake. You make sure they don't get paralyzed or smash their head on a piece of concrete. So they eventually did the right thing, and that was a sick play there by McMahon. But the buttons that Boone pushed last night, we're right. Now, when Ben Rice drops the pop-up early in the first inning, if you wind up getting a 2-run home run, Ben Rice at first base terrifies me. They were able to work around that.
Also, he didn't look good offensively.
He did not look good offensively. I get that.
But that's why, to me, it's not about the results. I'm watching that saying, okay, he looks overmatched by the lefty. Yeah, he made the drop pop-up, but I want Ben Rice's bat in the lineup, period. So I'm okay with the results. I thought it was the right move regardless of the results. But, it's almost like Booney knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. And then, by the way, we sold Goldschmidt the last thing against Chapman, which we thought that we would. So, listen, to be a champion, and that's what everyone's thinking. That's a long way from it. There's a lot of twists and turns. There's going to be a lot of shows where I'm yelling, angrily, and Sal and I are debating moves and why'd you do this and why. Then there's other days where we're going to be celebrating like today. But what you have to feel as a Yankee fan, and this really is my greatest takeaway. They've got depth they haven't had in a long time. They've got starting pitching they haven't had quite like this, I think, in a long time. And if Judge joins the party from a power perspective, the Yankees could and should be champions on a lot of levels. This could be the year. This could be the season.
Alex is calling from Southampton. What's up, Alex?
Hello, Al.
What's up, guys? Yeah,
Yep.
I'm calling in. Big Yankee win. Pumped about that for sure. But about Cam, during the season, he didn't look nearly as good as he did last night. Last night he looked otherworldly. But I called in a few days ago, talked a little bit about Pettit, and if you remember, Pettit was a solid season pitcher, but once you got him in the playoffs, man, he started going nuts. Mm-hmm. So it could be the same exact kind of song we're singing here for Cam. That's just my take.
Listen, that's your take, and we get it. We respect it. The thing, again, it's an interesting balance. Now, we've already heard Clemens, and I threw it out there as well. El Duque, Clemens, Pettit. I mean, Guidry, all these names. Let the kid just continue to progress. The one thing that I would say, now, Andy Pettit, you can make a case he should be in the Hall of Fame based on his October prowess, right?
And I would.
I would,
too.
We've had that conversation. We have. The numbers aren't there in totality, but if you watch, 15 years of baseball, do you really write the Yankees, lore without Pettit being a big part of it? No. And I think you should be rewarded for that. But the point is, even on Pettit's best days, he never looked like that. I mean, that is just
power,
next level, untouchable, filthy dominance.
Yeah, look, nobody's going to say that he might not be that or can't be that. He's just not that yet. He was last night. I agree. He might be. Who the hell knows? Like, we need, just after one start, it can't be, Cam Schlittler's going to dominate the big leagues for the next 10, 15 years. He might. He could. But let's just live in the moment here. He did it one night. The Yankees beat a team that they were clearly better than. They had to win this series. Like,
the pressure here was
Boone's
immense.
job would have been on the line. If they lost that game last night or lost the series or lost the night before, forget about last night because they had that in control. Dude, Boone might have been fired. We would have been talking about Judge again failing in the postseason, not doing enough. Like, they had to win this series. And now, like, the postseason's underway, of course, but now they're back to a spot, where they were last year after winning the division. Let's see what they have in the division round. The competition, I think, would get a little bit more stiff. I still think they're far better than the Blue Jays. Should be a great series. We're looking forward to the excitement there, but one day at a time here, one game at a time. So just enjoy what he did last night, which was an incredible all-time pitching performance without predicting whether he's going to be the next Pettit, Clemens, whatever. He could be. He might not be. What happens if he goes out there next time against the Blue Jays and he gives up 4 runs in 5 innings? Then what? What are we all saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's they were saying he got rocked, but I think what you take away from last night is, this is more reason to believe that the Yankees can make a deep run because, Fried wasn't as good as Crochet in game 1, but he was really good. Rodon was good, not great, but he's had a really good year. Now, Schlitler, if he's able to join the party, if he's able to join the party, and give you listen, he's not going to replicate that again. I don't know that anybody is again, as I said to start the show.
No, but something similar. I mean,
just give the Yankees a chance to get their bats going before the other team scores a couple of runs. And with that stuff, you would think that he's going to do that every time he steps on the rubber.
And the most important thing, while it was extremely fun to watch him dominate and just blow guys away one after another, not walk anybody, if that game, even a 4-0 game, if Schlitler had to leave in the 6th or 7th inning, now they're in a bad spot, the Yankees are, because not only do they have to go to the bullpen that we don't trust overall, but it's a bullpen that wasn't fresh.
Yes.
So you don't trust them, but you also have guys that would be pitching on the 3rd straight day. Like, that's the spot. If you're Boston, you're dying to get Schlitler out of that game, and he just kept mowing you down, pumping the zone with fastball after fastball. He couldn't touch it to a point where it's the 8th inning. You're like, they have no shot here because now it's just Bednar for 1 inning and a 4-run lead. The Red Sox can't come back in this game. So the fact that not only the rest of the bullpen, BT, avoided having to go to a shaky bullpen that would have been overused in this series.
I did not want to see Luke Weaver under any circumstance last night, to your point. Now, the Red Sox weren't the only ones sitting there saying, let's get to the bullpen. I promise you, Toronto's kicking back with their feet up saying, let's go, get back to these guys. So when we play them on Saturday, they're further taxed. And, I went on a little bit of a, not the deepest dive here, but I did find some stuff on Bednar where he had some moment of this year and last year with the Pirates where he went back-to-back days, and he actually pitched very well. Small sample, but and last night he was up for the task. He looked really good. But, if Williams would have got a 3rd day and Cruz the 3rd day, and I believe everybody was available to the point early in the broadcast, Ravitch and those guys were saying, and the former players, Eduardo Perez and Coney, did back it up, so it wasn't just Ravitch making it up. They both said that Crochet Shea and Fried could face a few hitters last night. So I do believe it was all hands on deck. But not only do they win and advance, but the other guys got a chance to regenerate, so they're in a better spot to play Toronto Saturday.
Habez is calling from Fishkill, New York. What's up, Habez?
Hey, I called a while ago talking about Cam Schlittler and how amazing he was. Oh, man. 8 innings, 12 strikeouts, absolutely electric. I cannot get enough of that. That was a masterclass, man.
It's up there. There's no doubt, Habez, and thanks for all that. Well, that's why I said to start the show. To me, this is always a challenge because I don't know how many descriptive words you can use. Now, we're not going to go 4 hours of platitudes here. Eventually, we turn the page and get to Toronto, do a little Jets-Giants as well, but it was just so special and so unique and so scintillating that it's unless you sat there and rapped on and just on every single pitch, there's nothing that we can say that can illuminate fully what this young man did last night.
Yeah, and like I said, it's to me the most enjoyable thing in sports to watch a starter go that deep into a game in that type of moment, in that rivalry, all those different things. So, and doing it the way that he did it. Like, you could do it and do it effectively as a pitcher, but to do it with that power like that's what fans want. On your feet, looking for the strikeout. Boom, strike three. Boom, strike three. Boom. Everybody going nuts with it. It was an impressive performance. And like they were talking about it last night, a star is born, this or that. I'm not going to go there yet. However, we're like this close from having a star is born, because if he goes out there and does it again or something similar, again, nobody's going to expect him to go 8 scoreless with 12 strikeouts and no walks. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But even if he goes 7 dominant against the Blue Jays in whichever game that he pitches for the Yanks, now we are starting to see, to me, a star is born. You can talk about it in the regular season, and you can see the stuff, of course.
No question.
But this is different level type performance. When you start dude, look at the outings. We went over it yesterday. When you go to the 8 scoreless in the postseason, now if you could back that up, now you could be talking about not a third guy that could give the Yankees some rotation depth. He could be their ace.
He could be.
But for a night and for a series, he was. I need to see a little bit more.
He was a hero. And listen, we can start getting to this. Obviously, we get back to the calls, of course, on a fun football Friday. But obviously, it's the Yankees here, BT and Sal. We can start mapping things out as well. Who's pitching here? When you look at it, so it's Saturday, Sunday.
It's going to be heel game 1, right?
It's going to be heel. Well, did they actually announce that? Because I looked on the thing, and it was not announced, but it looks like it's going to be heel. Yeah. Saturday, Sunday, you got an off day, and then it's Tuesday, Wednesday in the Bronx, then it's an off day Friday in Toronto if necessary. So the train is moving, picking up speed, and let's rock it. Here we go.
BT and Sal on the Fan Warrior calls. We come back. Stop dealing with your neck pain, backache, sciatica, and go to Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist who get you back to feeling yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same-day and next-day appointments available with offices in Colonia, Livingston, and Englewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit samwellpain.com.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine, its impressive fuel economy. Still going. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. For well-qualified buyers, example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 11/3/25.
The Rico Brogna podcast is proudly sponsored by Takara Fuji Apple Chew High, the sparkling cocktail that blends shochu spirits with delicious flavors of fruits from Japan. Whether it's Citi Field or your favorite spot, raise the apple.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Athletes know performance starts in the gut. At Terra Origin, we fuse ancient Ayurvedic wisdom with modern science to fuel recovery, resilience, and real results. Our most popular gut health formulas are packed with probiotics, prebiotics, and time-tested herbs, supporting digestion, immunity, and endurance from the inside out. Because your gut powers more than your workout. It powers you. Terra Origin. Ancient roots, athletic results. Shop now at TerraOrigin.com.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Hey, Tiki here. Imagine a world where all your smart devices work together seamlessly in one simple ecosystem. Introducing the Sloman's Shield Link. With Sloman's Shield Link, transform your home into a truly intelligent smart home experience. Control your lights, heating and cooling, door locks, cameras, TVs, just about anything in your home. Life is busy and daily stresses add up. But with Sloman's Shield Link, your home tech works in harmony, making life more convenient, safe, and enjoyable. Now imagine pulling into your driveway, and with one tap, your home welcomes you. Lights on, doors unlocked, only to hear your favorite music. A true smart home isn't just about gadgets. It's about comfort and security. With Sloman's Shield, enjoy a full integration of home security and automation, all at your fingertips. Make your life easier and your home a safer haven. Learn more at SlomanShieldLink.com or call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Embrace the future of home living with Sloman's Shield Link.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia. Movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Hey, I heard you switched banks. How's it going?
Yep. Ditched a big corporate bank. Hanover Bank made it easy. I moved my business and personal accounts.
Hanover Bank. Are they local?
Totally. Decisions made right here. Their team lives in the same communities they serve, so the money stays local, benefiting businesses, homes, and futures in our town.
Sounds like you're banking with neighbors.
Exactly. Real people, real service.
I'm sold. Hanover Bank, huh? I'm checking them out.
Visit hanoverbank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire for Michelin's Cross Climate tires, offering a design that delivers an exceptional level of long-lasting performance throughout the tire's lifespan. Plus, Town Fair gives you more free services than anywhere else. For the guaranteed lowest price and your best deal on Michelin Cross Climate tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
There's no giveaway here. What are we doing?
We're celebrating.
Yeah.
I don't even like this song.
Hey, I will say it, BT Sal, obviously on the fan. We'll get back to the calls here in a second. 888-808-1019. We touched on this earlier. I think it is imperative to hammer home the bigger picture, because Schlitler was so dominant, so that's the focal point by many. The bigger picture is the way the Yankees played this entire series. It's something that we've been critical of this team and this organization for years. For years, not doing the little things, not playing clean baseball, and yet you saw it on full display how the Red Sox, a team who everybody thought was dangerous, and I think they were only dangerous because it was a 3-game series and they have one of the best pitchers in the game in Crochet. Outside of that, they're no match for the Yankees. Like, the Yankees are a better team, so that's where it was scary. But you saw them beat themselves with those little mistakes. It was refreshing for a change to see somebody else do it, as opposed to the Yankees not getting to a ball, not taking the extra base, or not making the play defensively. So that is something that they're going to have to do to win a World Series, and maybe even more so to beat Toronto. Now, I do think their power is going to be a big thing here. Boston's pitching is better than Toronto's, but Toronto's lineup is better than Boston's is. So it'll be an interesting dynamic. I think the Yankees are better balanced than both teams and are still better, but they're going to have to continue to not beat themselves, and that was refreshing to watch.
Well, think about the plays at the plate. Now, I got on Jazz a little bit the other night for not busting hump, the first 4 or 5 steps, whatever. He still made it in 9.1 seconds. He barely beats the throw. Think about Cody Bellinger last night, beating it by a tick. And that means you're getting good reads. That means the anticipation's there. That means the alertness is there. And again, the little subtleties of the series, of course, we'll remember, whether it's the 2 home runs or the pitching performances, but Volpe with the double play from Williams. Volpe last night, I can't reinforce how big of a play that was by Anthony Volpe. That was a terrible throw by Jazz. And, that is such a hard play. It's one thing, when the ball's in the dirt, it was a fairly short hop, so it's not incredibly tough. But when you got somebody bearing down on you and you've got to get your foot on the base and keep it there, I mean, if he bobbles it, it's first and second. If he whiffs on it, it's second and third, and it's a different profile. So they are finally built differently. And I remember even when they beat the Guardians in 2022 and then got smoked by the Astros, they set records, Sal, for futility in terms of OPS and strikeouts, and they were a one-trick pony. Not anymore.
Think about it this way. The Yankees' greatest strength, I don't think anybody would argue coming into this postseason, would be their bats, right? Their power, their prowess. They just beat the Red Sox at a best of 3 without even displaying any of that.
I love it. Yeah, no question.
That's the point. So now you want a little balance. You did it with some pitching. You did a little bullpen. You certainly did it with defense and on the base paths. Now maybe next series you have some of that power that comes into play. But it's encouraging, or should be encouraging, outside of the dominant Schlittler start, to see the way the Yankees won this series. Chris is in Belleville, New Jersey. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys? Crazy to think how long it's been since the Yankees beat the Red Sox in the playoffs. I mean, there's a whole generation of 26-year-old Red Sox fans that all they've known in their life is beating the Yankees, which was the reverse of my life growing up. So great to see we could finally get the monkey off our back, even though it was a short series. Felt like a Game 7 AL championship series. I thought last night the most important inning while I was watching was the top of the 5th. Yep. After the Yankees score 4 there in the 4th, all year when the Yankees score against the Red Sox, it seemed like they would come right back the next inning or the next 2 innings and score to tie the game right back up. So I thought it was huge to come back in the top of the 5th. He gave up a hit to lead off the inning, and I said, oh, man, here we go. Then I think he struck out the next 2, and I can't remember how they got the third out. But I thought shutting them down right back after they came out and scored the 4 was huge, and I felt like it sucked the life out of the Red Sox after that.
Well, there was 2 elements there, Chris, and thanks for the call. Obviously, when you get a couple of runs, you want to go up there and put a 0 to keep the train moving, but also that was a long delay, and I even tweeted, I said, hey, just be ready, but I'm like, even though he looked so good for the first 4, I don't know exactly how long he was on the bench. It seemed like a 25, 28, 30-minute inning. And, it's very easy to get out of the flow there. And he did give up a base hit. Who was that? Yoshida? Yeah, that was Yoshida. Who had a couple of really good at-bats against him going the other way. That's the only one who really looked dialed in. But for him to sit there and take it all in and probably be a little antsy inwardly, to go out there and then give up a hit, but then buckle down and go bang, 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 that allowed the Yankees relievers to rest and get depth and all the other things that we talked about. It was huge.
He was a man possessed last night. Like we talked about it, the mentality going in, you just knew that he had the proper mentality to deal with the pressure and things like that. He was on a mission to go out there and dominate his favorite childhood team, and he did just that. Pounding the strike zone, blowing them away. So even that layoff there in that inning, nothing was going to deter Cam Schlittler from just going out there and absolutely dominating the Red Sox. Mitchell is in Fort Lee. What's up, Mitch?
Hi, guys. Hi, BT. Hi, Sal. Sal, thank you very much for the compliment last night. The Yankees won. I got to tell you something. Being at the stadium last night, And watching this kid pitch last night, it was the most amazing game that I've seen in a long time in Yankee Stadium. The crowd was in it the whole time. It was electrifying. It was just enjoyable. It was really enjoyable to watch the Yankees win the game. One thing that I'm concerned about, I don't know if you guys talked about it earlier, is Bellinger okay? Because he looked like, with his last at bat, he looked like he might have tweaked his ankle, but he was running very hobbling out there. So I don't know if anyone brought that up at all. But
we did see that. I didn't hear anything about that in the post game. Did you, about Bellinger being a little dinged up there
with the slide there? They a little bit. They didn't get too deeply into it. Something to monitor. We'll be on it today, no doubt. They brought it up a little bit.
Okay, and then, the Yankees, they even with Boone's mistake or whatever else, we go to the second round. Let's get going. I've already been on the phone with my buddies. I'm heading out tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. I'm going to Toronto.
Wow. You're driving or you're you're flying?
He's driving.
Oh, okay.
Right now I'm driving, but I'm going to be home in about 15 minutes. I'm going to call there and see what kind of flight I can get.
I mean, are you driving to Toronto? Not are you literally driving right now?
Sal, I said I'm going home. I'm going to call the airlines. I'm driving right now, but if I can get a cheap flight or a reasonable flight, I'm going to fly tomorrow morning.
Wow.
And I already got the hotel room. I'm staying at Toronto's, right in the stadium. It's a Marriott, right connected to the hotel. I can't stay in the hotel. Sal, you know how much they wanted for the hotel room?
How much?
To watch the game from your hotel. They wanted $2,900 for the night.
That's insane. Let me just say this, Mitch, before I forget, because I want to get ahead of things here, and we know you're busy with the Yankees playoff schedule. My wife did remind me yesterday, the calendar turns to October. You start to think about the holidays. You got to carve out some time to go pick up my Christmas tree again this year, okay?
I thought you were going to tell them to scoop up the leaves.
No problem, Sal. When you're at it, I need some sweatshirts from your buddy from the gym.
I'll get you the surfs. Mitch is looking for some surfs. Thanks for the call, Mitch.
Dude, he's out of his mind. I mean, he's texted me last night, and he's sending me pictures of sushi and prime rib and black and white cookies. I mean, it's amazing. He's going to Toronto. That's great.
I could almost feel the tears of joy from Mitch through the text last night. Like, I saw this kid pitch a great game last night, man. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, congrats, Mitch. All right. Congrats. Meanwhile, I'm trying to deal with it like, geez, here we go again. Buckle up. Yankees going on a big run here. But Mitch is all excited about it. All right. Rob is in New London, Connecticut. What's up, Rob?
Hey, gentlemen, how's it going today?
What up, Rob?
Hey, so, look, Schlitler, got to admit something to you. I'd really never seen him pitch or even heard about him in the farm system, and I'd like to consider myself, up to speed on the Yankees. But what I saw last night was equivalent of, it's like a secret weapon. It's almost like a third state acquired a nuke in the middle of a game, and it destabilizes everything. So what I'm saying with that is that you can forget about all the predictions prior, and look, I don't think Toronto stands a chance against this now. I mean, we not only is Schlitler good, he's a stopper. You cannot duplicate that kind of power.
No, hold on. So, Rob, hold on one sec, though, Rob. So, Rob, all right, first of all, Toronto will handle the Yankees pretty well this year. I think it's going to be a good series.
Well,
I do like the Yankees to win, but hold on. Luis Gil's going game one. Now, Luis Gil's got good stuff, but if Luis Gil goes out there and gets bounced around, and the Yankees...
They need the bats this series.
They got to wake up. And the Yankees lose 7-4, 7-5. I'm not saying that he's not going to pitch well, but if he doesn't, that changes the profile of the series because you might not get back to Schlitler because it would then be Fried and Rodon, which I'd also feel good about, but one game at a time.
Yeah, all right.
No. First of all, I'm talking about long term. I mean, the guy, what I saw was like, forget about
even
the
worse,
series. I'm
one
just talking
season
about
at a time.
I mean, the guy's a stud, but okay.
He is a stud.
Well,
He's a stud.
he was a stud last night, and there are reasons to believe that he can be a stud, but there are no guarantees. Like, it's not like he's done this before.
I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that. I'm just saying, first of all, I'm a little positive. I mean, it's good to be positive today, right?
Positive
so
Robbie.
I do feel good about that. I don't want to be too hyperbolic, but he's good, okay? So, but I'm not impressed by Toronto. I mean, I've watched them play the last, 10 days, and I think, Sal, I love you, but you're way off. I don't worry about Toronto at all. I think Toronto is, they're a paper tiger.
Whoa. Where are you getting that I said worry about Toronto?
I don't know. About 20 minutes ago, you said something that
I think they're better than. I think they're better than Boston. That's what I said. I still said.
I don't think they're better than. I don't think they're better than Boston.
Rob,
what have you looked at?
Rob, there's a difference between saying that. First of all, they won the division. How's that for starters?
Yeah, I know, but
no. Yeah, but how many games did the Blue Jays win? How many games did the Red Sox win? So that's one thing that I'm looking at. Number two,
you got me. I can't.
I know
I'm not
that.
trying to.
Rob, hold on a second.
Right now,
Toronto had a bye. They didn't play. The Red Sox lineup stinks. The Red Sox couldn't catch a fly. Rob, the Red Sox couldn't catch a fly ball, and their lineup stinks. Now, I believe the Yankees were going to win the division. I was obviously proven wrong. I think the Yankees are going to beat the Blue.
Yeah, that stunk, didn't it?
Okay, I think the Yankees. I can't take it. And thanks for the goal. I think the Yankees are going to beat Toronto. All I said was, BT, that I think their lineup is more dangerous. I don't think their pitching.
That's not even close. Toronto's lineup to the Red Sox.
That's it. Now, I don't think their pitching is as good as Boston.
Not.
So the Yankees are going to score some runs. That's all we're saying. I don't think Toronto's. I shouldn't say that they're not a threat. They are a threat, but I think the Yankees are better than them.
So do I. It's going to give me a little pause based on the way the Yankees looked a lot against Toronto this year. But you go back to the early part when Toronto, that certainly the 4-game sweep up there, they had a lot of balls on the on the left side of the infield. This pre-McMahon. And they ran wild on the Yankees. Now, they could hit. I mean, if Vlad Guerrero goes bonkers, if Springer goes bonkers, if Kirk goes bonkers, they are a threat. They're going to hit more than Boston. I don't think they're going to pitch like Boston, and that's where the advantage comes in for the Yankees.
And in the postseason, when you've seen this now, we've been experienced with this before. First of all, Toronto's proven absolutely nothing in the postseason. That's number one. Number two, when you're trying to go through that Yankee lineup and get big outs with your life on the line in these games, who the hell is doing that on the Blue Jays pitching staff? Now, I'll admit, I'm not watching them every single game. I just don't trust them to shut down the Yankee lineup, which is why I believe the Yankees were ultimately going to win the division. That proved to be incorrect. Tie goes to the Blue Jays because they beat the Yankees in the regular season. I think the Yankees are going to get revenge on the Blue Jays. All the smack talk that everybody talked about with Toronto, all the nonsense that went on. At the end of the day, I don't believe the Blue Jays have the sack or the talent to beat the Yankees. That's how I stand. So I think the Yankees bats are going to come to life in this series. And then maybe in the CSBT, the Yankees going to have to do it more so with the pitching and the defense versus a team like, let's say, Seattle or Detroit, whoever they face there. Maybe World Series, different story. This series, I think they're going to have to mash, and I think that they will.
And they're favored. I just checked. The Yankees are minus 150 to win. Toronto's plus 130. So fairly close. And you would think if the Yankees had the home field advantage here, which they don't, maybe the Yankees, maybe it's juiced up to minus 160 or 170, but the Yankees are favored, and I think that they should be. Now you got to go out, you got to get it. Let's go.
I don't think we're seeing a Game 5 in this. I think that's how much better the Yankees are than the Jays. I think they'll get at least one there, and I don't think the Blue Jays are coming to Yankee Stadium and getting a game.
I'll take that. I will absolutely take it.
Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
All right, we'll get back to the Yankee calls, obviously, here. Hey, ready to fire up your Saturdays? Well, FanDuel's got a boost you don't want to miss. It's called Boosting with the Boys now. Gives everybody a college football profit boost every single week. Here's how it's going to go. As they give you a boost to use on college football, no opt-in, gymnastics, no invite-only nonsense. Really, you just get the boost. We're talking real games, real teams, real Saturdays with an extra payout that is on the line. Easy to have a little fun. It is fun, and it's only on FanDuel. Just go to FanDuel.com/BT to jump in, download the app, and check out the Boostin' with the Boys offer. Get in on the action. We love it around here. The app is fun. It is safe. It is easy to use, and it is secure. And when you win, most importantly, the money is right in the account immediately. So, FanDuel's the official partner of us here at WFAN, 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus boost. Of course, restrictions to apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Odyssey Sports Minute now brought to you by NJ MEP Manufacturing Day on October 3rd in Freehold.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Alrighty, this Sunday we got some cool games, and I'll be keenly watching whether Denver's defense can throttle Philadelphia's offense and snap the Eagles' 12-game home winning streak. Later, Seattle hosts Tampa Bay in a battle of 3-1 division leaders. Also, Washington's Jaden Daniels now is finally back, and he squares off against the Chargers' Justin Herbert in a rematch from their old Pac-12 rivalry days. This one should be fun. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day, everyone. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Straight Talk presents the math of more. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean nobody. So if you're looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price, get to Town Fair today. Michelin winter tires offer a shorter stopping distance on ice and snow, along with predictable handling in cold, dry, and wet wintry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price and free services for life on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
There you go.
Nice. Love it. There you go, Hop.
Come on, man.
Got Joe next. Thank you.
I'm trying here. BT, it's only been 48 minutes so far. Keep those calls coming. I'm on edge today, boy. You pushed the wrong button. Somebody. This is a word to the wise here to the callers today. Do not mention the word soda because you might. You want to get an explosion out of me? You might get that. Oh, God. Hey, look, the Yankees carrying us as always, BT, as a sports out here. The Jets don't play a meaningful game anymore. They're toast. Giants will be excited. It sucks. Actually, the one thing that sucked this week is that we didn't get enough talk about the Giants because Jackson Dart was great. The defense was great. We mentioned it a little bit. And now they have a huge game coming up. We'll get into it later on. But obviously the Mets, the way that they missed the postseason and the Yankees having their postseason series and success, it's been all about the baseball this week. So I feel like we shortchanged the Giants. Hopefully they can win and keep that going. Although as long as the Yankees are in it, it's obviously going to be primarily Yankees talk here.
Yeah, listen, if the Giants can win on Sunday, and again, we could do a little bit of that after. I'm looking forward to it. But, if Dart, especially if Dart plays well, and the Saints aren't good, but even if they do win, certainly you have a season, at least, early on. But without Neighbors, it's going to catch up at some point. You know it is.
But nobody went from expecting, nothing to, hey, they're going to be a playoff team.
I got you. No,
I think it's still going to be the excitement of Dart. And by the way, we'll have Nick Costos on as usual, 12:40. We'll talk some Yanks with Nick, but we'll get some football stuff in.
I may as well take him out for the steak tonight. God, what a horrendous bet that was.
That's right. He's going to be dunking on you.
You with the Surfside, me with the steak. Yeah. What a bunch of idiots with these bets.
Oh, man, that is tremendous. I forgot about that. And then at 1:20, we'll do our perfect parlay pick segment. So we'll do plenty of NFL, but obviously all Yankees this morning after they clinched the series, beating the Red Sox in Game 3 of the wild card round last night, setting the stage for a fun DS against the Blue Jays. Alex is in East Quad. What's up, Alex?
Hey, good morning, guys. You know what's really scary about Schlitler? First of all, he's got the attitude, even the 24. I love the fact that he didn't get overhyped. He was just taking care of business. But he is so far away from refining his breaking stuff. When that happens, he's going to be insane. I'm an old guy, and I'm a little bit of a romantic. I wish Boone had let him come out for the ninth to pitch to one guy and then get a standing ovation as he walked off. I want to make a couple of quick points if I can.
Go ahead.
Judge has that look. He had one hard hit ball in 3 games. It was the gift single that drove in a run, whatever. He's trying to pull everything. You can see when he's going good, obviously, and he was right up to the playoffs. He's going to right field. He's trying to pull everything, and he's got that look now. I hope we get over it. But here's another thing. My last point. It's the critical Game 3. You lose, you go home. There's no score. Stanton hits what he thinks is a home run and stands around and yells at the dugout and blah, blah, blah. And then hits the wall and he suddenly takes off and he makes it to second base. A couple of years ago, he did the same exact thing, injured himself sliding because he had to hurry to get into second base and missed like 40 games. I haven't been listening, but I haven't heard anybody say anything about this. Just because the Yankees won doesn't excuse it. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This is your Game 3. You have to win this game and there's no score. What the hell is he doing? Run.
Yeah, and Alex, you're not wrong. I thought he was pretty stand-up in the post-game celebration. Yeah. He even said, hey, kids, don't do that, so he kind of make fun of himself, so he owned it. I was surprised he did that. Now, if Jazz, and I'm not trying to pick on Jazz, but if Jazz did that, or certainly Yankees in the past, Donaldson did that a few times, Cano would do that here and there, Gallegos Torres a little bit. I was genuinely surprised, but that's why I was on Jazz the other night when he wasn't, humping, busting hump out of the first few steps. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. It was a late night. I barely slept. The first few steps on the 3-2 pitch base hit from Wells where he scored, because the little things, like you want to be a champion, those things aren't optional, man. And I am surprised by Stanton. Number one, he doesn't really do it too much, but also when he gets it, he knows. He's not like a guy who hits 12 or 13 home runs a year. When he hits them, he absolutely hits them by, a wide margin. So that surprised me, and it's unacceptable. He's not wrong.
And I'm sure the morning show talked about it. I didn't hear that. If they did, it wasn't when I was listening, and we didn't talk about it because it's not, to me, the thing that we should be talking about in the first couple of segments of the show, but we certainly were going to get to it, so you might as well get to it now. It was bad. What do you, obviously, everybody watching knows it was awful, so much so that, to your point, BT, Stanton comes out afterward and said, it was awful, it was embarrassing, don't do it again. Paraphrasing, of course, but he did take accountability. The main thing, and Alex brought this up, was that you didn't want him to get hurt when all of a sudden he turns it on, because Stanton, he could get hurt walking out of the dugout to go onto the on-deck circle. So for him to turn it on like that, quick twitch, to use your words,
that's true.
That's where you worry about something getting hurt there, but he made it safely, he didn't get injured, no harm, no foul, and he said it won't happen again. It obviously can't happen. It's inexcusable. I know you want to celebrate. You better celebrate when you make sure you got it, and he, of all people, should know, because he's hit plenty of home runs to know the difference.
I'm totally with you, but there's really nothing else to say? He messed up. He owned it, so you respect that, and he's always been a stand-up guy, so we move on. Now, if the Yankees would have lost the game, that probably would have been mentioned in the first segment at some point. But his point about Judge here, man, I know he had hit 4 hits, right? So the average looks okay. He looks jumpy. And he's hit a lot of balls off the end of the bat. He's had a lot of weak flares to like short center and right field. I don't think he's swinging at good pitches, and that's obviously going to be a storyline the deeper we get. Now, they won without Judge being Judge. That's good. That's also a Red Sox team that's not going to put a lot of runs up on the board. Toronto's got some mashers. So if Toronto's mashing and Judge is not, that's going to be a different set of issues, but he's got to get going.
Right. I think this is going to be the series that we need to see Judge here because he was not very good. I know the singles, that's a win for the opponent when he's hitting singles. Glenn is calling from Park Slope. What's up, Glenn?
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. I just had a shout out to BT, and I don't like doing shout outs, but BT called me yesterday. He said that he saw Cam possibly go in 7 innings, and he went 8. So BT, you were like right on the money.
Well, I mean, I don't think I was the only one. I remember watching when he first came up, and he had easy dominant stuff. He didn't give you great length, but it was never a stuff thing with him. So I mean, a lot of people expected him to pitch well last night.
Well, he did an amazing job on this one. Shout out the Yankees, and let's beat the crap out of Toronto.
Yeah, nobody expected him to do that. I mean, it's one thing to say maybe he goes 7, maybe he gives the Yankees a chance to win. That was absolutely ridiculous here. So, you got to feel good for Boone. You got to feel good for the Yankee fan. It's been, and the other thing, too, that's happened, and, you talk, like, you get to these situations, and if you're old enough, like, back in the day, it was like, all right, and I've said this to Sal, we're going to win. Who's pitching? Doesn't matter. Where's the game? Boston? Doesn't matter. We're going to win. That is long ago evaporated. It is evaporated within the fan base because the Yankees have not won with any sort of frequency. It's been too long for their standards. And the other thing, too, and this is an absolute byproduct of them not winning since 2009. Sal, you got these young players coming up. They don't fear the Yankees. They don't look at the Yankee aura, whereas, you were obviously in the late 90s, even into the early 2000s, and even into 2009, where you had an entire generation of young baseball players that when they stepped on the Yankee Stadium field, the older new stadium, the aura was more palpable because the Yankees won with great frequency. That has dissipated. So, what the Yankees have become is a much more well-rounded team. And if you really think about what we've been screaming about for years, it's that. Just catch the ball, get some team speed, get some better pitching, from top to bottom, and
put the ball in play.
Put the ball in play. Choke up with 2, like the at-bat by Wells. I thought that should have been a hit, whatever. Even though they gave him an error, those kind of grinded out at-bats are more emblematic of what they've become and why they're just a better team.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Hey, maybe we should talk about Aaron Boone when we come back. Everybody was talking about Cora. Oh, how great of a manager Cora is. What about giving some love to Aaron Boone? 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Even if the coach does well here and saves his job and blah, blah, we're hoping that Jackson Dart's the next thing for the next 12, 15 years. And the odds of Brian Dable staying here are slim to none on that kind of tenure. But this was a game that the coach decided he was going to turn to his guy.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
At Bellavia Chevrolet, we know a strong season starts with the right lineup. Just minutes from MetLife Stadium, we've got East Rutherford's top GM vehicles like Silverado, Tahoe, Trailblazer, and so many more. Family owned, trusted for decades, Bellavia Chevrolet is built for whatever the road or Sunday throws your way. Whether you're hauling gear, heading to the game, or just need something that moves like a winner, Bellavia Chevrolet in East Rutherford has you covered. Bellavia Chevrolet, big trucks, big SUVs in East Rutherford or BelaviaChevy.com.
mNextBike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mNextBike.com. That's mnextspike.com.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Report brought to you by Moderna. The Yankees on their way to the ALDS, where they will play the Blue Jays with their 4-0 win of the Red Sox last night. Cam Schlittler with a terrific performance. So how did he feel so comfortable and confident leading into the start? Started early for him.
You know, I woke up and I was locked in. So I knew exactly what I needed to do and go out there, especially against my hometown team. So as I told Andy yesterday, I wasn't going to let him beat me. So I was just overconfident in that fact, but making sure I wasn't getting too carried away with it.
Yankees winning the best of 3 series after dropping the first. Manager Aaron Boone says the team just fights.
Part of this whole thing is I've talked to you guys a lot the last several weeks about how good of a club I think we have now at this time of year. So you go into that best of 3 and it's pressure filled, you know. It's like, and it's against a team that you know so well and is your rival, and they win game 1. These guys just kept playing.
Yankees and Blue Jays tomorrow. Game 1, 4:08 p.m. in Toronto. Meantime, the Tigers advance. They will take on Seattle. The Cubs beating the Padres. They will face the Brewers. Thursday Night Football, the Niners beat the Rams in overtime, 26-23. This report brought to you by Ray Cattina Lexus of Freehold. Visit the all-new, totally redesigned Ray Cattina Lexus of Freehold, the largest Lexus dealership in Central and South Jersey. Experience the Lexus GX, a bold, rugged SUV loaded with cutting-edge tech. Visit LexusofFreehold.com today and drive the extraordinary. It's 64 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Shining on the stadium lights. How them boys play in the night, that's how I play my whole life. I put work in on that field, that's how I earn these pinstripes. I got 2 tickets, if you with it, I ain't working tonight. Cause I'm
the BT Sal on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants. We'll have much more on the Giants and a Football Friday, Week 5 in the NFL a little bit later on. I didn't even watch really the game last night, although it was a good game. Saw it coming on the score app there, back and forth in overtime with the Niners and Rams, and I was happy because people got knocked out of the knockout pool with the Rams, and I did not have them, in fact. But anyway, good game. It was all about the Yankees last night, the Yankee post game and the Yankee celebration. And now, BT, it's going to be about the Yankees in the division series. But, so much was made of Aaron Boone, and understandably so, certainly after game 1. I mean, I came on saying it was an awfully managed game from the Yankees organization, not just Aaron Boone, all the way down in that game 1. But then you saw, it's not that Boone changed who he is. You saw what happens in game 2 and game 3. And I think too many people go based off of the results. I don't do that, so I can't speak for everybody else. But because the results were fine, now everybody's like, oh, Boone is okay, whatever. He outmanaged Cora in this series. He also had a better team than Cora in the series. But let's not make it like Aaron Boone doesn't know how to manage or can't get through a series. He did it yet again, even with the backs against the wall being down 0-1 in the best of 3.
He is the manager of the New York Yankees, and he has been here for a while, and he has 0 championships. Yep. That's the reality of it. And until he gets one, the spotlight is going to be intense, and he knows that. He doesn't shy away from that. That's just the way it is, and that's the way it's always going to be. But I do think that the criticisms of Boone are unfair, but I'm certainly not here to preach. I understand there's an interesting dynamic with the Yankees. I do think that the Yankees get, and Martino tapped into this a little bit.
Yes, I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, I think it's unfair. Like, everybody zeroes in on the Yankees and their reliance on the analytics and this and that. Like, there's no independent thinkers in the building, which is absolutely unfair and ludicrous and just really disrespectful. As you said, used that word yesterday to describe Aaron Boone, a 3-generation baseball lifer who, oh yeah, by the way, was actually a decent player. Now, that doesn't mean that you are exonerated when you don't win. I can't prove this, right? I really can't. But it's my belief that if Aaron Boone had Jeter and Bernie and Mo and Pettit and Tino and all those other guys, Posada, I don't know if he would have won all the championships that Torrey won. I'm not saying that. But he wouldn't be championship-less. I have always been of the mindset that the roster has been inferior to other Yankee managers, even Billy Martin, some of the other ones that won big. Now, people don't want to hear that. That's fine. That's why I'm not getting preachy. But I've always defended Boone. I think he's a good manager, and I think his temperament for New York is perfect.
And now he has said himself this is the best team that he has had since he's been Yankees manager. Now you got to go finish the job.
Yes.
Like there are no.
I agree.
You won a wild card round. Congrats. You were supposed to. Like it is what it is. Yeah, it's great to be there. Yeah, it's fun along the way. Every step, check the box. Okay, well now the next step. Now they got to win this series. You can't lose this series. What do you think's going to happen if they lose this series? Oh, they can't lose to the Blue Jays in the division round. Like not good enough. ALCS, same thing. After last year getting the World Series, there's only one more thing to do, and that's win the whole damn thing. So he knows that. They know this, and he has the team to do it. So now they got to go out there and do it.
And after game one, he guaranteed a win. I mean,
basically he did. But actually saying, I guarantee we're going to win.
Yeah, and he's very rarely brazen like that. He's confident in his crew, and he's measured, and I think that's one of his better characteristics because, some of the things around, even the Jazz stuff the other night, he found a great way to diffuse that and, place it in the proper file. Didn't overreact, didn't ignore it, but, he gave a very good answer. And I think that balance and that approach is very good for this team. But you're right. He's going to eventually have to win. If they would have lost last night, you think he's fired?
Okay. What do I think they would have done? I think there's a good chance he would have gotten fired if they lost this series, yes. I would not have done that. I wouldn't have thought it was the right move. I think if they lost this series, there was a chance he was getting fired. A good chance he was getting fired. Now, I don't know that. And based on people that I talked to that know, say they would have been surprised. But
I would have been surprised if they fired him.
But if you take that, like logic and the way the Yankees have acted, if you take common sense out of it sometimes, just think of the emotion and the buildup of the fan base, losing to the Red Sox again, a team that clearly the Yankees were better than. Like, that would have been, I don't know how you get by the fan base this time keeping Aaron Boone if they would have lost that series.
Even too loud for Hal to ignore is what you're saying.
Correct.
I mean, it's been pretty loud for a while. Yeah. He's been pretty good, kind of looking the other way. I mean, if it was Boston again, that's a different level of hurt. Even though the Yankees didn't win the division, I think if they started the season with this team, meaning they had McMahon and Caballero and some of the other people, Rosario, maybe Schlitler if he was up from the beginning, they probably do win the division. So even though they didn't win it, I think most of us thought that they think that they are better than Toronto, and certainly Boston. So if you would have lost, the noise would have been loud. I don't know if Hal would have. I wouldn't have fired him.
Right.
But Hal's been very tolerant, but you never know, and that's not an option right now because they won.
Yeah, and I don't think now moving forward, no matter what happens, I would assume he's going to be safe, even if they get swept. Let's say worst case gets swept by the Blue Jays.
No, they better not get swept.
I'm just saying understood, and I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to win this series. Matter of fact, if any team can sweep, I think it's the Yankees who could do the sweeping. But even if they did, worst case, I still think Boone's fine. I think he had to win that series, and he did. BT Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Let's see. Chris is calling from the Bronx. What's up, Chris?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hey, Chris.
Great. 3 quick points about last night's game, if you'll allow. One, BT, I think you're right on the money. That was Game 7 pressure. I mean, it's one team goes home, one team moves on. So it's the same as the Game 7. Cam did an amazing job. It was one for the ages. And if you want to think about how much pressure that is, just think a couple of years ago when the Yankees played the Red Sox in an elimination game.
Garrett Cole,
as great as he is, went out and laid an egg.
Yep.
So
got lit up.
It was amazing. Yep.
Yeah, but
number 2, as far as
okay,
Boone,
good.
Go ahead, Sal.
No, I was just going to say it's not the same as Game 7. Yes, it is in that it's a winner-go-home game, but there is a different feel. Forget about it. It does not take away from his performance. I'm just talking about a third game in a best-of-3 does not have the same feel as a Game 5 even, let alone a Game 7. There's a back and forth that takes place over the long course of a grueling 7-game series, assuming you get there, however it gets there. That feels different to me than a quick, here we go, best-of-3 series.
I mean, from a Yankee fan perspective, I was sweating it like it was a Game 7, so I felt like it was.
I got you. What else do you have?
I mean, as far as Boone, he used his gut finally, and that's just not the way we've seen it, and it was a great change, because normally he goes to the plan, he talks about, well, we had a plan, we felt like we were set up when he made the mistake, and I felt like pull Fried early. Last night, I know it wasn't his plan to give a guy 8 full and let him go over 100 pitches, but he used his eyes, he used his gut, and I thought that was absolutely tremendous.
But Chris, Chris, hold on one second. So do I, and so does every Yankee fan. They loved it. But you used the word finally, and I even think that that's unfair to Boone because of the implication. Think about this, Chris.
It's not only unfair, it's flat out inaccurate. It's just not factually correct.
No, I don't know if that's the case because Max Fried was dominating, not just good. He was throwing a shutout. And when he pulled them,
Chris, he wasn't dominating.
Later on, well, I felt like he was. He was going against a really good Red Sox team, and no one could score a run. And then he talked about how we had a plan. We felt like we were set up. So that's the
understood, but
using your gut.
No, understood. He made that decision based on a lot of different factors. Like it wasn't. Well, this is how you make it sound, Chris. Well, the plan says we got to take him out. Right now, it says we got to take him out. Let's take him out. That's what you make it sound like. In reality, he's saying, I'm watching Fried. He's been on the ropes for a couple of innings. He doesn't look dominant. He is where he is with the pitch count. I believe this is Boone. I believe that the better option is getting Weaver in now facing this part of the order. A good spot for Weaver, so I like that, versus going with a tired or a tiring Max Fried. Now, I disagree with that. But that decision was made from Aaron Boone based on his gut feel and the information that he has. And it is reported that that is the case. So for those people, and there's still going to be people that say the same thing.
They're never going to believe it. Nothing we could say.
It's like that with anything in life. Like that's just what social media. Like I could tell you flat out that somebody doesn't like somebody else in a clubhouse, hypothetically. I could tell you flat out that Aaron Boone made a certain decision. And you could say, nah, he didn't. But I'm telling you that that's like it's coming from the people who know.
Yeah.
It's not me guessing, and you'd still be like, I'm not so sure.
Well, who doesn't like each other?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying hypothetically.
The other thing, too, Sal, is, Fried was really good. Yeah. I don't know that I would use the word dominant. What we saw with Crochet, that's dominance. What we saw last night, that's dominance. What we saw from Fried was really good and really impressive guile and tenacity. But every inning, he was laboring. I got into it yesterday. Like for 3 consecutive innings, it was 22, 25, and 24 pitches, which is the neighborhood where most managers get a little uncomfortable, particularly if it's back to back to back, let alone a standalone inning where there's a lot of issue. And did you think last night that Cora let the young man, even though the Yankees weren't barreling the ball, I thought he left him out there too long.
I did not. I saw your tweet and I disagreed because
really,
just from I thought he was dealing and
a lot of pitches.
Yeah,
Gets a winner, go home.
I thought he got him out in the right spot. I was not letting him face Judge. So that's to me and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you let him face Grisham.
I thought Cora in this series managed exactly. Now, what are you gonna say? Like managed exactly the way that I would with the urgency. Like I'm not letting a righty face Ben Rice a second time with guys on and the chance to do damage. He didn't do that in game 2. Just kept going to the lefties in those key spots. Last night, I thought I actually thought he pitched it. He deserved far better than the result of that game. And the numbers will say, well, he wasn't very good. But if you watch him pitch, he pitched his balls off for a rookie in Yankee Stadium in that spot against that lineup where the defense didn't help him. I mean, if the center fielder, who, by the way, the center fielder can't hit a lick. He cannot hit a lick, Rafael. Like terrific.
0 for 10.
Oh, he can't hit a lick. He can't get a bunt down. The one thing you got to do if you're going to do that is make the play. Like catch a pop-up in center field. Again, these are balls like we say in jest, like, I could have caught that ball. I legitimately and literally believe I could have caught that ball. Now, maybe not me at 46 with some issues or whatever, but like definitely
some
me.
Issues.
And when I put it this way, when I was his age, I guarantee you I would have caught that ball. And Duran the night before as well. Like, those are not difficult plays to make in the big leagues. And if you're Rafaela and that's your one thing, you got to make that play. Anyway, he doesn't, and it sets up the inning in a bad spot. And then he gave the base hit to Rosario. It's a base hit, but it's off the glove of the shortstop. Like, that's a little bleeder. The one to right field
was a 6-hopper by
That's what I
Volpe.
mean. So-
That's got to be at least knocked out, kept in the infield.
I disagreed with your tweet there. I would have done exactly what Corey did.
And by the way, I didn't think the Yankees were squaring him up. I'm just thinking like you. I think he had like 35, or I'd have to double check 30. It was a lot of pitches in the end. If it was not the finale or potential finale for Boston, I don't know that I would have thought that. But we saw it differently. And here's the thing too. This is about being alert and being locked in, right? So. Yeah, he's got to make that play in center field. That was ridiculous. I almost thought that
somebody's got to catch the ball.
And that's got to be center fielder's ball. And he is an elite defender. He just didn't have a good series at all. I think maybe he thought that he was going to have contact with the right field or whatever. That's their problem, not ours, because you could see him shy away.
True.
That was a 7% hit probability. 7%. So... You could look at it from the number and, okay, 7% shouldn't be a hit. But also, Bellinger, when that ball's hit, he's knowing in his mind that's not a hit, but he still busted his ass. And the other thing, too, and I've got to give the young man early credit. Now, I don't want to discredit Schlitler because that would be idiotic. Schlitler, to me, last night was throwing, and early was pitching. Yes. Now, because it was like 70%, four-seamers, cutters, hard. Yeah. Well, he still throws 95. Now, he dialed it up there a little bit more than I thought he was going to early.
And by the way, you're right. Like, I've never watched early pitch before.
That's the first time I've ever seen a pitch.
All the stuff we're hearing about him was like soft tossing
92.
lefty.
Like, there's going to be Jimmy Key.
He's going to be out of there early.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Frank Tanana.
I was
Frank
like, wow, this kid's impressive here.
Dude, he's going to be, and even Boone said after the game, he's going to be a problem for a long time because you talk about Schlittler's poise and heart rate. This kid looked completely unfazed in a foreign building. Yeah. He's going to be good.
Pitching his rear end off to that daunting Yankee lineup, but obviously Schlitler had the power, and if you got that type of arsenal,
just keep throwing it, man.
And that's exactly what he did. Alex is in Greenwich, Connecticut. What's up, Alex?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Hey, Al.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be at the game last night. Atmosphere was electric. I mean, every time Cam came back out on the mound, I feel like the cheers were louder. I was driving home after the game, and it's too early to compare this team to 09, obviously, but I couldn't remember the last time they had a dominant, like, power pitcher in the middle of the rotation. And it got me thinking about, like, 09 obviously was Sabathia, Pettit, Burnett, two lefties, and then a really good dominant righty, which the Yankees haven't had in a while. So I think, like, that's stuff to get excited about. I know a lot of people are talking about all the historical stuff, and that's great. But, like, we got to live in the moment and understand, like, how exciting this rotation could be to carrying forward throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, listen, and again, I see it a little differently from some. I think it's okay to have that history. As a matter of fact, I love the history and the numbers and all that stuff. So to me, the balance historically and the context of what Schlitler did last night, it's fine today. What you can't do is necessarily think that it's going to absolutely be there the next time he pitches, but the juggle of appreciating the effort and referencing some of these all-time numbers, yeah, I mean, baseball is rooted in numbers and history. So the kid carved out some history. Keep going.
I also do think, though, like I said earlier, there is some context that should be provided and circumstance. All the pitchers in postseason history, especially for the first 100+ years of the game, were going through the two best teams were taking each other on, or whatever, the four best teams, or however you want to say it. Now we've expanded the postseason so much that you are going to see teams that don't necessarily belong in the postseason. So a team like the Dodgers can get fat off of a team like the Reds, who shouldn't be in there. And that will pad their postseason numbers. And you could say, well, this hasn't happened before in a postseason series, the domination level. Yeah, okay, but has a team like the Reds, the crappy Reds, been in the postseason before? A team like the Red Sox lineup, I'm not trying to minimize the Red Sox, or certainly not what Cam Schlittler did, because it was dominant regardless, but I do believe that there's a difference. But look at the lineups that the 90s Yankees faced versus what Cam Schlittler faced.
Think about the old Indians,
That's what I mean.
Manny
the
and
Mariners,
Jim Thome and Alamo. Dude. I mean, that lineup used to terrify me.
The Orioles.
Kenny Lofton.
All those teams.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not, it doesn't take away.
On steroids, by the way.
Bingo. That's another thing. So it does provide context here. Like, what does that mean? Because he was the first one to do it, that he was better than Pettit or Pedro or Clemens. Like, To me, nothing. It is shocking that it's the first one, but there is circumstance.
Well, listen, and we all love Bernie. I mean, he's an old-timer. We love number 51. But even when you see, Bernie, the home runs he hit in the postseason and where he ranks.
Yes.
I mean, Bernie was a hell of a Yankee and a terrific player. Was he Mickey Mantle? Was he Barry Bonds? I mean, if the steroids aside, was he Alex? No. But because he, with the wild card, more games, more at-bats, more chance to do damage statistically. But the one thing I'm going to push back in this regard, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but just a little flip of the coin here. I'm going to give you two names, Koufax and Gibson.
Right.
Just two names that jump out. So, yes, because of the expanded formats, weaker teams do make the play. We saw the Diamondbacks get to the World Series with 83-4 wins. It happens, right? But when those guys were pitching and the season of the pitcher was really 1968, McLean as well, they were facing shortstops who were bunting and would hit 210, second baseman who couldn't hit a lick, catchers who couldn't hit a lick, no designated hitter, which didn't come till 1973, Bloomberg for the Yankees. So I could also say that somebody like Koufax and Gibson, and this is not to diminish their legacy or their greatness, but navigating those lineups, I mean, yeah, you had a Willie Mays and a Mickey and a Harmon Killebrew and a Jimmy Fox, and you had some old-timers for sure, but those lineups, 1 through 9, you were facing the pitcher.
Yeah.
Those lineups were weak.
Yeah, and I'm just saying more in recent history, I've watched a lot of great, dominant pitchers, but they had to navigate through difficult lineups. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's just a weekend baseball in general or weekend, because the postseason feel look at the Guardians lineup that they're trotting out there. We made fun of this the other day.
The poor kid in center field.
Yeah, but it's not even just him. Look at their lineup. It stinks. And that's not the Yankees' problem, but it's the Guardians' problem, but it's also a baseball thing. The Red Sox lineup wasn't very good last night. Now, that does not take away from 8 scoreless without walking anybody and striking out 12. Clearly, no matter who you face, that is a dominant performance. Josh is calling from Far Rockaway. What's up, Josh? Josh, you there?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Yeah, it's a couple of points. So what BT was just saying, first, a whole generation of players that don't really fear the Yankees. This felt like a pre-2004 game, and the Red Sox were just the jittery younger brother team, looking for ways to lose. I mean, that's kind of cool. Also, I kind of agree with you. We got to win the games, got to play the games, but, this was the big test. Yeah, we have to win the next 2 series, but, Boston was the one I was personally most scared of. And number 3, did you guys see Dave Portnoy's tweet right after the game last night?
No.
I might have.
Okay,
I forget which one.
I respect Dave a lot, but there comes a time where you get beat fair and square. There was no controversial call. Just tip your cap. He comes out and calls the Yankees a poverty organization because they were celebrating with champagne as if they won the World Series. Come on, man. It's 2025. That's what everyone does.
Josh, why don't you tweet at Dave then? And thanks for the call. Why don't you tweet at Dave?
I don't care what anybody tweets.
I mean, but you're calling us Dave doesn't even work at the Fan. There is zero association, at least to the best of my knowledge. I know we had him on. I follow him. I like some of his stuff. I think it's very entertaining. Yeah. But you can't call us and complain about something Dave Portnoy said.
He's a Red Sox fan. He's pissed. What do you think he's going to tweet?
Yeah, tweet him. I mean, you call him WFAN and complain about something Portnoy tweeted. Good God, that means he's in your head. Even with beating the Red Sox, you just beat him. What are you worried about that? No less what they're celebrating with champagne. I don't even understand that one. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls. We come back. 888-808-1019 is the number to call.
All right, Sal. Hey, Total Orthopedics, Long Island's premier immediate orthopedic practice, whether it's a sports-related injury or something a little more complex. Total Ortho has locations throughout Long Island with diagnostic equipment right on site. Now, Total Ortho Express offers 4 convenient walk-in service, so a lot of different spots to go and take care of this. If you have some issues, no appointment necessary. From the field or sports court, straight to a top-ranked walk-in orthopedic doctor. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com. That's TotalOrthoExpress.com, because time doesn't heal wounds, they do.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Tiki. Are you looking to enhance your home experience? Discover the new Sloman's Shield Link, the ultimate all-in-one ecosystem for integrating your smart devices with the Sloman's Shield. Sloman's Shield Link takes everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects other devices to react based on your actions. Imagine arriving at home at night and your lights, favorite music, and TV turn on as you enter your home. Whether you want your thermostats to turn down when you turn on your alarm or automatically lock your doors and ensure your security lighting is on, these scenarios are a reality with the Sloman's ShieldLink integration platform. The Sloman's ShieldLink is compatible with devices you already have in your home. Sloman's includes installation for all devices. Plus, they offer 24/7 support. Whether you need to troubleshoot a problem or want to add programming, you can call at any time. Embrace the future of home living by calling 1-800-ALARM-ME today or visit SlomanShieldLink.com to get the Sloman's ShieldLink.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Huddle up with BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this college football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, live betting, or bet on new markets thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of college football offers found nowhere else. And keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. When it comes to college football, never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Promotions may vary by market. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. Did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
So, there's this guy, Paul Rivera, grew up in the Bronx, made some mistakes, but eventually becomes one of those hard-working citizens who keep our city going. But he gets pulmonary fibrosis, and his only hope is a lung transplant. One hospital, Montefiore Einstein, get him a new lung, and they give him a new life. Right. Everyone in his neighborhood is like,
they give that guy a new lung or a new motor.
The story, Mr. Giamatti. Well, you ought to know, Mr. Rivera, you lived it.
Everyone loves a comeback. Montefiore Einstein, national leader in transplant.
When it comes down to finding the lowest price on Michelin winter tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire's guaranteed lowest price. And when it comes to free services, nobody gives you more free services on your Michelin winter tires than Town Fair Tire. So why look for Michelin winter tires anywhere but Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed best deals? Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees radio, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Sal back on the fan. 888-808-1019, the number to call. This, to me, still is a Steelers song. I get it with Bednar. He used it to close. He was in Pittsburgh when Renegade hit. It actually reminds me of Adam Sandler, first of all. It's in Billy Madison. So that's what I hear when I hear that. But obviously, it's a big football thing. Steelers actually one of the few teams that have a bye this week. You believe that, BT? Bye?
It's fast, man. It's already...
week 5 bye.
That's a disadvantage for them. Not that I care about them, but that's not what you want. I mean, you just started the season. Ideally, you get it. Like the Giants have a good bye, but who knows if it's going to really matter a ton in terms of the big picture. But yeah, I mean, week 5, that's not good.
Yeah, if the Giants lose this week, it is goodbye for the Giants, and we won't worry about their bye week, just like it was with the Jets. Obviously, Jets, Cowboys. Are you going to that game Sunday or no? You are?
I don't know. No. Most likely
I know you
not.
were going to go.
I was trying.
And you had to buy the ticket.
Well, it's just a lot. Not even, I had to buy the ticket. I had to take care of that, which I found something that I could. But, now I didn't know my daughter's got soccer. I didn't know the Yankees were playing at 4. There's just a lot of stuff going on, man.
But your wife's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, but she's also coaches the soccer team, and she's also a Yankee fan. So,
okay.
So
it might have to be.
What I'll say, and the soccer game, I think she has 2. But the first one is a good time because it's early. I think it's like 10:45. So even if we wanted to go, we'd be pulling up at like 12:30, which means you're not getting to the stadium for an hour. You're not going to a 1:00 game
no, you have to get there
Route 3
early,
at 12:39. No. You're never going to get there.
Here's another thing I just thought of. You have a little bit of an issue here.
What is that?
Unkillable goes right after the final.
I know. Yeah, I know. I thought about that too. I might just bag it. Screw it. Who cares? Now that I'll do it. I do it after every game.
But the game is 1-4. It ends at 4:20. Let's say.
I'm gonna have the Yankees on at 4:20.
Smack in the middle of the Yankees.
It's right smack. I got the TV in the office, and I don't like doing things like that. You got to understand when I do the pod. Even when I did, I guess it was the last one, and the Mets were finishing up.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually checking scores on my phone during the game, and I'm like, oh wow, the Mets did this. All right, let me follow it. So I'm able to do the podcast, Unkillable, by the way, Spotify, Apple, whatever. I'm able to do the podcast and check out from whatever else is going on, record it, and then jump back in.
WFAN NFL football is powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today. Back to the baseball. Freddie is in Manhattan. Hi, Freddie.
Fred.
Hey, guys, enjoying the show.
Thanks.
I don't care if you're the big red machine. If somebody throws 100, doesn't walk a batter, has 2 versions of a fastball and moves all over the place, it's a brilliant performance. I don't want to hear about the Reds. The Red Sox put as many runs as the Blue Jays. They hit as many home runs. They stole many more bases. They hit it low for the deadline. Don't diminish the 23-year-old kid, pack stadium, do-or-die game. Don't diminish his performance with all the Red Sox. The Red Sox dominated the Yankees during the season. Give the kid full credit.
Yeah, we are giving him credit.
I keep hearing all the Red Sox.
Well, the lineup stinks.
Same amount of runs as Toronto. All right, Sal. If you were on that mound, you'd be crapping your pants.
Well, I'm not a big league, Freddie. I'm not a big league pitcher. I don't understand your point.
Yeah, put your head in it. The Red Sox aren't great.
They're not.
They have the same amount of runs as Toronto. You love Toronto. Look at the runs.
No, I don't. Hold on, Freddie. You got Q-tips in your apartment there in Manhattan?
100.
Freddie, you got Q-tips in that apartment in Manhattan? Go get them and clean your ears out for a second. Hold on. Hold on. Freddie.
Crapping your pants.
Freddie, let's have the conversation for a second. Okay, you don't want to have the conversation.
Freddie, just listen for a sec, Fred.
Well, he hung up already.
Oh, did he hang up?
Yeah, but I'm still not sure what his point was. Okay, I couldn't handle the pressure. First of all, I couldn't handle the pressure of Little League, let alone Game 3. I admit that. So that has nothing to do with the conversation. That's number one. Number two, you're talking about the runs scored in the regular season. It's a different team. The Red Sox are banged up. They have no lineup. Their lineup stinks. And I'm also telling you, Freddie, that I don't think the Blue Jays are as good as the Yankees. I don't think any team has as good of a lineup as the Yankees, certainly not in the American League. So I'm not sure what the issue is, but the Blue Jays lineup is better than the Red Sox lineup.
I don't disagree with that. I got a question for you. So, last night you see Cam hit 101.
Yeah.
Mason Miller the other day, I think he hit 104.5. What are the physical? I've always wondered, and nobody can give you an answer because it's a guess. What are the physical boundaries like as the evolution of spin rate and bodies change in the pursuit of velocity? Are we going to have somebody throwing 110 miles an hour?
Well, don't you think? Because a part of me, now I could be just factually incorrect. I have no idea, but a part of me thinks that it's the the different radar gun or speed, however they're doing it. Like, I'm not buying that guys are throwing 101 miles an hour consistently through 8 innings. It's harder than the other guys, but even the other guys 98 or 95, I'm not buying that that's the same scale as it used to be in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, I do, because you could just look at the swings, and a lot of the swing, especially the ones up in the zone, you just can't get on top of that, and you have a better chance at 95 or 97. Either way, excuse me, I'm very curious.
But that plays to your point, though, BT. If you believe it, then yes, you believe that at some point a human who used to only be able to throw 99 or 98, let's say, that evolved to 100. 101 was like, holy crap, he did it, 101.
Goose wasn't throwing 101.
And now
I don't think Doc Gooden threw 101.
Now it's like 101, 101, 101,
I know.
101.
It's absolutely insane.
105, whatever. Like, so
are we hitting 110, 15, 20 years?
I just don't believe it. Could it be a different baseball? I mean, I don't know the answers. I have a hard time believing that humans have evolved that much in 10 years to where all of a sudden guys can throw with regularity that much.
Well, think about this. I mean, now part of this is equipment, which is a little, although the seams of the baseball would be, I guess, the equipment in this equation. Think about golfers. I mean, go back to Jack and Arnie. Now they were hitting, different kind of balls, and their drivers, were obviously very different. But they weren't banging the ball the way these guys are. Even the guys who aren't winning are crushing the ball 325 on a fly. You think about the size of NBA players. Think about the reflexes of hockey goalies. I just think that the pure physical evolution is undeniable. And again, I don't pretend to have the answer. Now, I believe the radars, there's also 2 radars, and one is usually 1 or 2, which I don't know why you'd have 2.
I mean, come on, but that's been going on for years. Look at the scoreboard. It says 100. It's really not.
I mean, how do you know? I mean, listen.
Well, here's how you would.
If it wasn't 100, these guys would be barreling the ball up more than they do. They're not touching it. And I don't just mean Cam.
Yeah, no, other guys.
The ball's moving, too. You got these cutters coming in.
We've seen guys, like Helsley, throwing 100. We've seen guys turning that around like nothing. He's throwing 100 miles an hour. So I do believe guys.
He doesn't move. His ball doesn't move, though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's not just about the velocity
I agree
that they
with
can't
that.
touch.
Sure,
but
no question.
Even dating back years ago, I mean, Chapman was the first guy.
Yes.
When Aroldis Chapman, I remember this from me going. I was actually dating a girl who was a Reds fan. So we went to Yankee Stadium to see Chapman to see the Reds, but I saw Chapman in person against the Yankees. And it was the first time in my life, and I've been to a million baseball games, that I remember thinking, holy crap, like I've never seen somebody throw that hard ever, whether it's Doc or seeing games, whoever it could be, Clemens, whoever it may be. Chapman was the one guy. Now, he was hitting, 102?
I think he hit 103 or 104.
Okay,
I think he had more than 102 at one point.
So I wasn't even believing the radar then, even as hard as it is. But think about that. That's 10, 15 years ago for Chapman when he first burst into the league.
Now, you could also say the byproduct of this is you've got, 50% more young players on the operating table getting Tommy John ligament transplants. So, but again, it's also the pursuit of everything is being chased at a ridiculous rate, whether it's young golfers on the driving range, trying to hammer out those, and I mean young, like good golfers, not hacks, like kids who want to be pros, who are actually getting coached on a daily basis. Every refinement, every little angle, every little leverage point is now documentable, if you will.
Right.
So, listen, I believe if Dwight Gooden was coming up now, I think Dwight Gooden's throwing 101 because there would be the spin rate, the revolutions. Oh, hey, if you put your arm here or you manipulate physics with the seam this way, you're going to get the extra 2 or 3. I fully believe that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way, it was dominant last night. Alan is calling from Freehold, New Jersey. What's up, Alan?
Gentlemen, good morning. Go Jets and go Falcons. I just want to start that. But as a meteorologist, let me just say something to back up or support Sal. Our instrumentation, you could have one instrument temperature-wise here and right next to it. All instruments are not the same. There's a plus or minus 2. So I got to agree with the fact that not all instruments. I agree with Sal. I mean, I've seen it. You've heard announcers say it, that wasn't no 102. And the bottom line is, like you said, Sal, and you agree, BT. I played baseball through college like you did, BT.
Okay.
You were a great athlete.
Oh, yeah, real great. Amazing.
But the bottom line is it moving? Does it have a tail? Because, like Sal said, if it's straight like an arrow, it doesn't matter. They'll take one, foul off one, and then they'll hit one like 5 miles.
All right, but hold on, Al.
Okay.
Al, hold on. Listen, I get where you're coming from, but you're now splitting it and you're going into two different directions.
Right.
I'm not doubting that a fastball that's 100, that's straight as a string, is going to get ripped if you know what's coming. I'm not down. I'm not pushing back on that. That's a fact. But if that ball,
I know.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, BT, that there is a difference. You're watching an ESPN game.
With the
watching
instruments.
An ABC. Yeah, the instruments. Not all are well.
Well, should we not believe anything? I mean,
no.
If I'm going 80 in my car, am I not going 80? I mean, you got to rely on fit. I think that they're pretty accurate.
But cops, you know that some cops have radar jammers. I mean, we jam everything, but that's not what I want to say.
Okay.
I'm a Yankee fan, but last night, let's look at what Stan did. Looking at the dugout, standing there like he hit a 500-foot homer.
It was weird.
And it wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't.
It hit the base of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did, okay, that's number one.
Got caught up in the wind.
Brought up. Yeah, exactly, Sal. It was calm winds last night.
There was actually pretty swirly winds.
Sal,
Yeah.
so that's number one. Rice. Everybody questioned, why did Boone bench Rice and everything?
Yeah, he looked bad against lefty, I know.
He looked horrible last night. He was missing by feet. And what did he do at first base? Nobody says this. He dropped the pop-up.
We did say it. Oh, we get it, Alan.
No, not you.
Okay.
Not you.
Okay.
But I'm just saying why Boone not benched. He just sat down against Crochet.
Understood. But, Alan, and thank you for the call. Good stuff right there. But I would say that regardless of the result, I'm going down with my best offensive players. That's just me. Boone could have his different opinion. BT could have his. You could have yours, Alan. A listener could have their opinion. I would rather see that with Ben Rice. Now, he did look overmatched by Early, and Early was nasty. Pitching. He was pitching well. Maybe it would have been different with Crochet. Who knows? Because he's throwing harder stuff. You have no idea. Maybe it would have been worse because he's nastier. Although I don't know how it could have been worse. And he dropped the pop-up. Like, you got to make that. I wouldn't want Ben Rice in the field. But the way the Yankees are built, he's got to be in there. I'm putting his bat in the lineup regardless of who's on the mound.
So am I. I also think that, part of the reasoning behind him playing last night, not against Crochet, is while I think everybody knew Early had good stuff coming in. I remember saying yesterday he was one of their top prospects. I didn't think he pitched that well. But the assumption from the Yankees' perspective was he's not going 7 or 8. And at some point, fairly early-ish in the game, you're going to have a bullpen move, and it's a good probability at that stage it's going to be a righty. So it's easier to justify, all right, maybe one at bat against Early, maybe 2 before you get to Chapman. You'd see a righty there. So that makes a little bit more sense. But, hey, listen, the decisions will not be as hard next series because it's just a different pitching staff from Toronto, and that's going to favor the Yanks, and the Yanks got to start hitting a little bit more. BT and Sal on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number. Hey, Sal, a week from today, you don't show up at the cribs, right?
That's right, or Cadillacs.
The new Cadillacs, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some driving for the performance, others for the range. Some, let's face it, you hop in a Cadillac, it's a good way to make an entrance. So 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion, whatever your reason is. Never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac.
Yeah, and we're going to be taking the all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. You got the Escalade IQ, the Vistic I think you're going to be in. I'm going to be in the Optic. The Lyric I drove last year. It was great. I'm looking forward to getting in the Optic this year. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. And remember, the BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
This team just had a losing DNA all year long. Well, I wouldn't say all year long, but from the middle of June on, something happened with this team where they just thought they could mail it in.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Same October script, same bitter ending for the Padres, whose stars disappeared again, this time in a 6-1 loss to the Cubs to bounce them from the playoffs. Yu Darvish lasted 1 inning. Fernando Tatis struck out 3 times. Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Luis Arraez, quiet. Now the Padres head into another offseason with aging stars and no World Series titles to show for it. I'm Maggie Gray.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their
their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Mostly sunny, high 72.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Injured in an accident? Your case in the hands of one lawyer may settle for $100,000, but in the hands of the right law firm could be worth millions. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been representing injury victims for over 50 years, winning and collecting billions for our clients. And we're not stopping now. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888, or visit us at injurylawyer.com.
Be lawyer for injured ones, injurylawyer.com.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
The Mega Millions jackpot is now up to $520 million. It only takes one ticket to walk away with a big win. Get yours today. Anything can happen in Jersey. Wellness isn't just what you do. It's what you absorb, hydrate, and fuel with. At Terra Origin, we combine ancient Ayurvedic wisdom with modern science to support your whole body from the inside out. Gut health for balance, healthy hydration for performance, healthy greens for clean energy and recovery. Because when your body's in sync, everything else flows. Find your formula today at TerraOrigin.com and use code RADIO to save 25% off your first order. Terra Origin, rooted in tradition, built for now.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT Sal back on the Fan. We'll get back to the Yankee calls here. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. A couple of things here as we get set for the Yankees and Blue Jays Game 1 ALDS tomorrow afternoon. The October absent Mets are making some changes to their coaching staff here. So about 20 minutes ago, Andy Martino said that the Mets are not bringing back third base and infield coach Mike Sarbaugh. Like, not to... Yeah, I know, Hoff. Did you say that on the air or off the air? You could say it on the air.
I said it off the air, but I said, thank God.
Yeah, now, not to get... Because, like, obviously, BT, when people lose their jobs, it's not pleasant. So I'm not rooting for that to be the case. But I hated the way Mike Sarbaugh handled sending runners, not sending runners. I hated the way he coached third base. Now, he's a very popular coach with the team. He helped Brett Beatty. Andy says this in his tweet. So I'm sure Sarbaugh did a nice job in that regard. They were going to make changes with the coaching staff. He had to be one of the ones to go. So that's number one. And then I don't know if you saw this one, BT. Martino also saying John Gibbons, he told the team he's leaving. He's not retiring. Mm-hmm. He likes Mendoza. I'm reading this verbatim from Martino's Twitter here. He likes Mendoza and told them he thinks it's time for some new blood in that job.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, something had to happen here. You know, whether it's third base coach, and you're right. I mean, you never want to, you have to talk about it because it's what we do and it's what we cover. We don't wish it on anybody. It sucks. I mean, there's going to be a family that's uprooted, and you feel for them.
And it's not like they're making millions of dollars either. Like,
True.
I'm sure they're doing well.
True.
But
Our managers are a little different.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau gets fired. Tom Thibodeau's millions upon millions in the
exactly.
bank. I'm with you. That does matter. Not that money solves all the issues. We get it.
But
kids in school, but it's still
it's easier to say,
it
like,
makes it easier.
Get rid of Cedric Mullins or cut him or whatever because they're making this much money. Or fire a manager, he's got millions in the bank. Like, these guys, I don't know how much they make. And like I said, I'm sure they're okay.
Yeah,
but
probably a couple $100,000.
It's not like it's not like they could sit back. Like, I think
they got to keep working. Put it that way.
Exactly. It's not like they could. Like Tibbs, the Knicks did him a favor. He could sit back and go do whatever the hell he wants.
He was at St. John's the other day with Patino, and he went up to UConn.
You see Patino at the Yankee game last night?
Yeah, right behind the dugout. That's a spot. So listen, it stinks that happened. Gibbons seems to be a little bit different. That's more interesting to me because by him saying they need some new blood, I don't want to say that it's feeding into the thought that there may have been some issues in the clubhouse, but it says something, but something had to change. You can't have that season and fall that short and fall apart that hard and just bring everybody back and roll it back. It's unacceptable.
And now what I would want, and I know Mendy's going to be a lame duck manager going into this year.
Yep.
One great, one awful, and now show me something.
Yeah.
But me personally, I know the Mets probably aren't going to do this because I know a lot of teams don't do this.
I know what you're going to say.
I would let the manager pick his coaches.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to say. I think you were going to say extend them as a sign of.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, good. All right, there you go.
I would not do that. I would let the manager. Anytime I'm hiring a manager. Now, again, this is a tricky spot because if the Mets don't get out of the gate well next year, Mendy's going to be out.
That's going to be the story.
That's not me saying that should happen. I'm saying that will happen if he gets out of the gate slow or the Mets get out of the gate slow. But if I'm trying to surround a manager with making him comfortable, I want him to hire his guys. So if Mendy does, let's say, want Willie Randolph to be his bench coach, go hire Willie Randolph. I don't care what David Stearns does. David Stearns wants Mendy to be the manager. Okay, hire Mendy to be the manager and then let him pick his staff. I think we're getting it's been going this way for far too long with baseball and the analytics, but even GMs being too hands-on as who they want to be the pitching coach, the hitting coach. And by the way, there should be more to come. It's not just Gibbons and it's not just Sarbaugh. It should be many more as well.
You think it's going to be or it should be?
I do believe I believe it's going to be, and I believe it should be.
Yeah. I mean, the first base coach, but I always forget it. He was phenomenal. Yes, Richardson. Hefner's a little bit of a different discussion. He's had a good track record.
He's been here forever, though.
He has been here. No, I know he's been here for a long time.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, sure.
and great potential. Maybe some other staff would snatch him up in a second.
Yeah,
dude, the pitchers couldn't get a freaking out. They couldn't get an out. Any one of them, you name them, couldn't get an out. Couldn't get through the Who's to blame for that? Is it all the pitchers, or is it maybe they're not doing enough? I don't know the inner workings, and I trust that Hefner is good at his job and has done a great thing. But at some point, the results are what they are.
Listen, I get it. But I also think, when you're that bad as a staff, you just don't have many good pitchers. And I don't mean the young kids. I'm talking about the other guys. So, how do I split up the blame? And I don't know. Again, if they got rid of him, I wouldn't push back with any sort of fear. But the thing that is important, when you say let him pick his own staff, well, Mendy's no dummy. So he's not going to pick a guy as his bench coach that could succeed him if he gets whacked 50 games in. He'd probably want to get somebody that's a little less threatening, which would not ultimately be good for the Mets.
I'm not sure if that's the case because there's already the guy looming in the organization. I think Evan talked about this too with Carlos Beltran, who, to me, if there is a change that needs to be made in season next year, that's the first guy that immediately steps in. I don't know what his role is going to be. I think Evan was talking about having Beltran be on the bench or whatever, and then he'd be right there to succeed Mendy. I wouldn't wouldn't do that. I'm not trying to, like, the idea wouldn't be from Steve Cohen or Stearns to put Mendy in a spot where it's going to be, hey, let's put even more pressure on him to try to nudge him out. And just in case, like, the signs are there and he is gone, then we could go with Beltran. I wouldn't be doing that. I still trust that Carlos Mendoza, and this is me saying this, and I believe Stearns feels the same way. He basically said it. I still trust Carlos Mendoza is the right guy for this job and will be a very, very good, if not great manager. They've got to surround him with the right pieces. Why not just let him, if he goes to you and you're his boss and he says, I want Willie Randolph as my bench. I don't know if he's going to say this. I'm just throwing a name. You're going to say what?
I don't know how Cohen really feels about him. Cohen might be really down on him.
But
I don't know the answer to that.
On Willie, you're talking about?
No, on Mendoza.
Yeah,
he wouldn't give him the juice to make that decision.
I know, but my point is, if you're Mendy and you're coming to me and I'm your boss and I employed, I'd say, you know what? If you feel more comfortable working with him,
I get that part of it too. Like I want you to feel good.
Your
so that you're in the best position. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But they might also. Again, I don't think Mendoza had a good year at all.
Right.
We've talked like at all to the point where if he was fired, which he's not, I wouldn't have thought that it was unfair. I would not fire him myself, to be clear. I do think he's earned a third year because year one was good, but year two was so alarmingly bad for me. There should have been a guarantee. He's back. That's fine. I hope he does well. But I'm not bending over backwards and saying, oh, yeah, you can do this and you can do this and you could do this, because I don't think he's earned that. But that's just me.
BT Sal on the fan. Mark is in Woodbridge. What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Nice to be on the air. Never call, but Sal, I love the passion. BT, I love the balance. It's excellent. Not to beat a dead horse, but Boone, I was very happy. I'm a huge Mets fan. I just love baseball, so I was just watching the game and not rooting against the Yankees, but not really rooting for them. But was impressed with that kid. He, I tell you, the ball comes so nice out of his hand, and it hops. And I don't know where this kid came from. And I'm looking, I'm saying he's got 92 pitches. Here we go with the same old BS. Oh, he can't throw 102 pitches because he's going to hurt his arm.
Yeah, Mark, I like it. I like it.
Little jerky boys here.
I'm looking. Guys, really, it's refreshing to see a guy say, you know what, this kid's mowing him down.
Yep.
If I take him out and then we lose this game, honestly, boom, you're fired. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I'm so sick of it, like, as you guys were saying, analytics. Oh, lefty, righty. Whatever happened? Seriously, guys, whatever happened? You're the manager. Be got some balls.
There we go, Mark. I love it.
Dude, can you
entertaining right
thank
there,
you,
Mark.
Could you imagine if Boone would have pulled them? And at that point, you're not going to Williams up 4. You're obviously not going to Bednar. You may have gone to Cruz, but you're probably going to Weaver up 4. Can you imagine? Walk, bloop, double. He's out. Yanks up 4-1 or 4-2.
No, it would have been
2-1. Here comes Cruz. Who knows if he's even got anything good for the third straight day? Could you imagine?
No, it was one of my favorite moments.
He may have been fired at that point.
Yeah. Yes, of course. It was one of my favorite moments of the entire baseball season, seeing Schlitler walk off the mound to the energy of the crowd, knowing he's just blowing away Red Sox after Red Sox.
Team he grew up rooting for.
Oh, God, gives me goosebumps thinking about it. And then Boone looking at him like you're going back out like,
That's right. That's
dude.
Right. Short conversation.
Yes!
Yeah, man.
That's what baseball should be.
It's what we've been screaming about for a long time. Now, this doesn't mean that there's going to be this massive recalibration with how baseball handles young pitchers, but it goes to show you, at least when there's a massive sense of urgency, common sense could still win out.
BT and Sal on the fan. We'll get to plenty of football before we say goodbye here. We got 2 hours to play with. We'll reset down with the king topic of the day. Of course, it is the Yankees moving on to the ALDS Game 1 in Toronto tomorrow afternoon.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah. And they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
At Bolivia Chevrolet, we know a strong season starts with the right lineup. Just minutes from MetLife Stadium, we've got East Rutherford's top GM vehicles like Silverado, Tahoe, Trailblazer, and so many more. Family owned, trusted for decades, Bolivia Chevrolet is built for whatever the road or Sunday throws your way. Whether you're hauling gear, heading to the game, or just need something that moves like a winner, Bolivia Chevrolet in East Rutherford has you covered. Bolivia Chevrolet, big trucks, big SUVs in East Rutherford or BoliviaChevy.com.
For all station contest rules, go to WFAN.com/rules.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 29 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit FlushingBank.com today. Member FDIC.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Flushing Bank. Jets running back Braylon Allen is indeed out long-term, 8 to 12 weeks, courtesy of a sprained MCL. Aaron Glenn also saying this morning that no decision has been made yet between surgery and rest and rehab, but that doesn't affect the timeline for Allen's return. Michael Carter II will not play Sunday against the Cowboys because of his concussion. Jermaine Johnson, a likely game-time decision thanks to that calf injury. The Mets coaching staff makeover continues today. The Post says bench coach John Gibbons is stepping aside, while SNY is reporting that third base coach and infield instructor Mike Sarbaugh will not be back either. He played a big role in Brett Beatty's transition to second base this season. And the Yankees have a late afternoon workout in Toronto ahead of tomorrow's Game 1 of the ALDS. Aaron Boone, a 6 o'clock media schedule. BP starts 20 minutes after that. Fan weather is sponsored by NJMEP Manufacturing Day in Freehold. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is today. The annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register at njmep.org. It's 66 degrees and sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogan.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey.
And we are down with the king topic of the day, and it is the New York Yankees, BT. They continued their run. They are moving on after the winner go home successful night last night at the stadium. Cam Schlittler dominating his hometown team, the Boston Red Sox, pushing the Yankees to the ALDS.
Just insane performance. Clutch, dominant, scintillating, amazing, all-time. You're going to remember this for a long time here. This was really, really good. 11 pitches, over 100 miles an hour or more. And listen, that's the obvious stuff. You watch Cam, how many times can we butcher this poor kid's name? I almost said the wrong thing. Cam Schlittler. It's a late night, man. I mean, these nights are late, dude. I mean, you watch the post game, you get to bed late, you get up early. Cam Schlittler, my bad. We all know that he was an absolute beast. But, what I feel, and you feel great about that, but what I feel encouraged about, bigger picture for the Yankees as we start to push it forward from last night to the weekend, is that they have more balance. They've got more options that they can deploy from the bench. They've got some more athletes. I thought the defense made some very clutch, understated, and underrated plays. Volpe had two of them. McMahon was sick. That's not understated, but it was a sick play. Even really in all three games, Bellinger cutting balls off in the gap or down the line in left field. So this has the makings of being a beautiful run. We'll see. And there's going to be a lot of twists and turns. But without Schlittler last night, there is no Toronto in all probability tomorrow. So here we go.
Yeah, obviously it was an all-time dominating performance for me, though. Look at the series as a whole, and the Yankees didn't beat themselves, and that's a type of a brand of baseball that we haven't seen at all from this Yankee team in years, including this regular season. So the fact that you saw for a change the opposition making those mistakes, not being able to catch a simple fly ball in left field or one in center field last night, being bad on the base paths, not being able to get to a ball and knock it down in front of them. The Red Sox did that all series long in this 3-game series. The Yankees played a clean series from start to finish. So they got beaten game 1. You tip your cap to the better pitcher in Crochet and then obviously Chapman. Game 2, it was the Yankees game, tight game, but the Yankees obviously prevailed and they made the plays on the base paths and defensively to be able to win that tight game. And then game 3 last night, same thing. Took advantage of the Red Sox mistakes and they outpitched them. Traditionally, the Yankees, when they do win these series, they do it with the bats. That was not the case. Now, I do think that's going to have to change against Toronto, where I expect it to be a more offensive series, and I expect that it will. I think the Yankees are better than the Red Sox. I think that they're better than the Blue Jays. Now they did it with the Red Sox. Now we got to go see them do it against Toronto.
I always thought they were better than the Red Sox. Didn't feel that way about Toronto most of the season, as you know. But of course, a 3-game series, against the Red Sox has you terrified here. I mean, think about if we would have told you guys
some home runs, and it's great that they didn't. Red Sox had no offense and sloppy defense as well, and the Yanks, for a change, took advantage of it. BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get to the football a little bit later on as well. Nick Costo's coming up at 12:40. Perfect Parlay pick segment 120. Our friends at Town Fair Tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Ralph is calling from Manhattan. What's up, Ralph?
What's happening?
Through 50 years ago.
A long time ago, Warren Spahn, right?
Yeah.
You know the name, I'm sure.
Of course.
He and I do want to talk about Boone. Give me a second. I just want to say this. They actually clocked him by a motorcycle.
I know.
And you saw this. This is a very well-known situation here. That was more accurate than the stupid radar guns these days. To me, I think that was more accurate. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a meteorologist like you had on before. I'm just a guy that's observed. Also, I had a pretty darn good arm. I could never cork it up to more than 89, 88. And I was and I wasn't a pitcher. I was a shortstop. I was throwing pretty darn hard.
The old tales, we all have them. Keep it moving. Come on.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Boone. Now he's a genius, of course, right? And because he won the ball game because his pitcher went out and threw an all-time game last night. So now he's a friggin' genius. But here's the thing: if everything is scripted, guys, and Boone is out there just paying homage to the guy upstairs, I'm talking about the GM, and he's making all the calls. So now we give him credit when before we gave him nothing but blame. Here's my final thought. When the ball players do it for you, the manager's more or less a figurehead these days. They don't do very much. If you have the horses, you win the games.
Understood, but there also, and thank you for the call, Ralph, there also is something to the fact that Boone's lineup in game 1 to me was atrocious. And I get that, like, they're going to say, well, yeah, it's against Crochet. So, okay, but your lefties could have looked bad. The righties that you put in there, it didn't work. I don't care about Rosario 6 for 9 against Crochet because it meant nothing come game 1. He didn't do the job. So I'm not going based on past performance. And you could say, well, last night, okay, well, Ben Rice was in the lineup. He looked awful. Yeah, okay, he looked awful. Yankees still won. To me, it was the right lineup. It's not about the result. It was still the right lineup to put out there. Here's an idea. Play your best guys. I think they learned from their mistake in game 1. I would be surprised if, now, I mean, maybe Skubal would be the only other guy that could maybe have Boone even think about going to that heavy of a right-handed lineup. But also, how about the ability, BT, to switch for Goldschmidt later on? Pinch hit against Chapman, boom, base hit. Play defense later on.
Rosario, base hit, big one.
Having Caballero off the bench, like, it's just nice to have those options on the bench as well.
There's no question, which is why they're more dangerous and deeper. Now, listen, here's the thing. Back to Boone and Rich, appreciate the call. Like, nobody's sitting here saying, and I'm a Boone defender, and I have been for a while. I'm a Boone believer, probably a better way for me to say it. You guys can say I'm a Boone defender if you want. That's fine. But I've never once said I view Aaron Boone to be some baseball savant or some baseball genius, even though I respect his family's lineage for the multiple generations. I'm not saying he's a genius. What I am saying, he's not the idiot that a lot of you make him out to be. Right. Nor is he the lackey, button pusher without any sort of, middle of the road common ground where he does incorporate some gut. I just think it's been a real unfair characterization of a guy, if you want to be real about this, has really probably had the weakest roster of any Yankee manager probably since Stump Merrill. I think Buck had a better one. I know Joe Torre had a better one. And Girardi had a better one outside of this year. So to me, all the wins he's cranked out regular season, I don't just gloss over that or minimize it because I don't think that he's been dealt pocket aces out of the chute. And I've never thought that.
Yeah, I mean, but he's always had the best player in the world on his team.
It's not basketball. It's not LeBron. It's not Kareem. It's not Magic. It's not Bird.
But that's a pretty good starting point. He also has had, they invested a ton of money in that starting rotation. When has he ever not had an ace? I mean, think about it. You've had Garrett Cole for how long here? You've had Fried now to replace him. I mean,
when has he had a third baseman? When has he had a left fielder?
I'm just saying.
He's had 3 different closers. When has he had a first baseman?
Let's not make it like Aaron Boone's taking the Pittsburgh Pirates to the postseason.
I'm not saying that.
Or even the Mets, for that matter.
I'm not saying that, but that's why I say that there's common ground. I mean, the Yankees haven't had a third baseman until, and McMahon's not Nettles, but they haven't had a third baseman since Alex Rodriguez or Andujar for one season. I mean, Luke Voigt hit some home runs, and what the hell happened to Luke Voigt? They haven't had a first baseman since Teixeira was at his prime. I mean, they've had Didi was okay. Volpe's hitting 210, can't get on base. They've had 9 different catchers, 9 different left fielders, 9 different center fielders, and 3 different closers. So let's not make it seem like Boone was, I'm going to pocket aces. Joe Torre was handed, and all respect to Joe, a roster because of Buck and because of Stick Michael that was ready to win. Give him credit because he won 4 times. Girardi had the remnants of that championship DNA. He won once, probably should have won more. I don't think Boone has ever had a great roster. That's not to say that he's Miller Huggins, Sal. I'm not saying that.
One thing Boone hasn't shown yet, and to me, you started to see it these last 2 games, is the correct gut feel. Like, I call him a data applicator. I was the one who started that term, and I know he was bothered by that this many years ago going back. And there's reasons why I came up with it. He wasn't the only one. All these guys now. So I think Boone, while data applicator can be deemed disrespectful and say, well, he's just a button pusher, I think too many times he's managed, not because of what somebody told him to do, but because he's going off of all that information and sticks to it and trusts the information sometimes more than his gut or his eyes. And he's better than that because he is a baseball lifer. And I think throughout his postseason career with the Yankees, there hasn't been, to me, enough of the better side of those decisions. Whereas the last 2 games, now you could say it coincides with him having the best roster that he's had. Fair enough. But I think if you watch Aaron Boone manage these last 2 nights after what was a hideous game 1 from the top on down with the Yankees management, as far as roster construction, lineup construction, all that stuff, the last 2 games to me showed that Boone has a much better feel in him than what he's shown since he's been here.
Okay, now think about this, Sal. So the decisions that were deemed wrong, and he certainly made wrong decisions, of course, everybody has, but that were driven by the computer, whatever it might be, Did they become the wrong decisions because they were simply the wrong decisions and there was no gut incorporation, or he didn't have the horses to make those moves pay off?
Well, let's just use this series.
Which is kind of my point.
Like, see, for me in this series, and this is my point here with Boone specifically, and I don't go based on results, so it's not that. I'm consistent with this. I would have left Max Fried in game one. Boone, to me, was too quick to say, well, if we're going to get Weaver in, this is the spot in the lineup. Like, he's thinking with that analytical mind. Whereas with Rodon the next night, even though others had an issue with it, I didn't. I like that he said, screw the numbers. My guy said, I want more. Screw even my eyes to a certain extent because I know that he's tiring. I'm going to ride it out with my guy who wants more. He gave him 2 more batters than maybe he should have in some people's mind. Rodon let those guys on, went to the bullpen, and that, to me, was the perfect time to do it. And then the results showed that, the bullpen got out of it. Right or wrong, I like that he was managing not by the numbers and trusting his gut a little bit more. So there were 2 specific examples, one where he went one way, the other then when he went, I'm sticking with him, not just results-based. And then again, last night, same thing. He could have just said, well, all right, you're done after 7. His feels like this guy's throwing strikes. He's on fire. I don't care about the pitch count. He followed up Game 2's gut decision with keeping Rodon in, whether people liked it or not, with another gut decision last night with Schlitler. That's what I'm saying for the Yankees manager.
Okay, now we could also sit here and this we'd be presiding over a Yankee funeral if Rafaela gets that bunt down and Cruz doesn't have it or whatever. The Yankees are done in 2, and the move that's the gut move that's loaded for keeping Rodon in there. Now I was okay with 1 batter.
That's
after
my
that.
opinion, though.
No, I understand what you're saying. I got you.
The results could have went the other way.
Understood. Like the 1 batter to me, I did like that because now was it because of maybe he was overly aware of the criticisms from Fried? We'll ask him. We'll never know the answer. Well, maybe we will get the answer. I don't know. But the second batter that he got, I thought was the wrong baseball move, and I do think at that point he should have trusted his eyes more. But the point is, when it works out, I think that too many people did. This is one of your big points, and I get this. Too many people. They change their opinions like they feel one way and they're good about it. And then when they get the wrong result, they react negatively.
Correct.
That's dumb. Like, that's inconsistent. That's a bad philosophy. If you're going to play blackjack and the dealer's got a 6 and you got a 6, let the dealer do some work. Bang out the queen, bang out a king, 26 bust, take the money. Anything other than that is a dumb philosophy. It doesn't mean that you can't split or double down. Well, actually, you have to at that point. But that the dealer can't pull a 5-card or a 6-card 21, but it wouldn't mean that you made the wrong move. So that's, there's a lot there.
Isaac is calling from Brooklyn. What's up, Isaac?
I miss blackjack. That's what's really there.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, BT, I'm running down to Atlantic City now. Thank you.
There you go, man. Nice.
You remember when we went years ago?
Yes,
that was a long time ago.
It was me. 1 second, Isaac.
Yes, you, Moose,
and Moose was there.
And Josh, was it Josh?
No, that's my buddy Frank. It was after the Jets did the send-off party with Rex Ryan.
No, you don't remember
Did Josh show up too?
There was a dude, Josh from SNY.
I don't remember Josh.
You, me, Moose, and I'm pretty sure Josh.
I got us the room,
but that was before I even knew you. I went with you and Moose were doing the wheelhouse.
Well, me and Moose coordinated it.
Yeah.
I got the rooms. And by the way, if not to put this out there, but I think that's. I remember having a drink with you at Harrah's. Not that you were crying, but you were upset because I think you had just gotten fired from FAN. I think that was the timing of it.
It might have been. Yeah.
I really think it was.
I was at SNY, so that happened after.
And here I am trying to give you good advice. I really was. I was trying to help you out.
Go ahead, Isaac.
That's funny, dude.
That's fine. Thank you. Like this, I agree with you, Sal, with the Fried and Rodon stuff. And now 2 points on the Yankees pitching based off that is my dad always says pitching wins World Series. Every time he looks, just what's the starting pitcher doing? So 2 things. One is about the Yankees' past, which we see again. The Yankees cannot hit dominating pitching like we saw in Game 1. We tip our cap to Crochet. But how many years are we going to have to tip our cap to a good starting pitcher? That's one. And the second point is in the 9th inning, why did Boone go to Bednar? I was fine with it. It worked great. But maybe I was thinking Weaver should get in there.
Weaver?
Not such a high-pressure situation. Yeah, just to get him right. It's a 4-run lead. Go warm up, which we don't see in baseball anymore.
I'm not messing around
Weaver.
with the mojo with Weaver. I actually thought that for a second, too, Isaac. I did. I'm like, all right, you got 4-run lead, man. If you're ever going to do it, no.
Yeah, at least warm up 2 people like we used to see in baseball. Go pick up batter by batter with Weaver. He walks the first guy. All right, Weaver, you're out. Let's go. Bednar, you're in.
Well,
you can't do that really anymore, but face the minimum of 3, see how he does. And then, it's a 4-run lead. You get him right on the ninth inning. That's what I thought.
Sorry to cut you off there, Isaac, and thank you for the call.
Weaver.
We do have some breaking news here as it pertains to the Mets, BT. More on the coaching changes.
Okay, what do you got?
Anthony DiComo of MLB.com, who covers the Mets. Sources, the Mets are going to have a major coaching shakeup. Among those who will not be on next year's staff, pitching coach Jeremy Hefner, hitting coaches Jeremy Barnes, and Eric Chavez.
That's a massive shakeup.
Those are all, and this is on top of Gibbons.
Yep.
Really, it seems like the only one who's staying is Richardson at first base.
Yeah, and he's the only one who probably should.
At least for now.
I mean, they didn't get thrown out stealing since June.
Hefner's the big one here because he's been here a long time, and he's well-respected and looked at as a plus pitching coach.
Interesting.
This, to me, is the right move.
I think they need a shakeup, man.
Yeah, just clean house. But now, see, I feel like it's always going to be a collaborative effort here. Stearns and Mendy together. And I guess I'm okay with that. I want Mendy to have some say here, not just we're going to put all these other pieces around you and then you go be the manager. It's got to be a collaborative effort with the idea that Mendy's going to be here long beyond this year, not just as a lame duck head coach, as all these moves are a warning shot to him. Something needed to be changed. Clearly, a lot has been changed here with the Mets now.
Yeah.
Almost everybody out. Third base coach Sarbaugh, out. Gibbons, out. Hefner, out. Chavez, Barnes, out. All but basically Mendy and Richardson, as we say, it seems for now we're safe.
Do you think that they go outside of the organization at all?
Yeah, they're going to have to.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
4 managers just got whacked. Now, I don't know if Melvin or Bochy's not coming to be
Ron
second
Washington.
lieutenant. I mean, that's the move that you have to explore. You have to get one of those guys next to Mendoza.
Yeah, I also would want Willie, though. I keep saying Willie because
I love Willie, so I'm easily sold on Willie Randolph.
And he's also close with Mendy, or at least I think that say that again, Hoff?
There's already a name being floated out.
For what?
For being
Wally Backman. That's what I want.
Good God.
Get back on that train.
Honestly, they should go for Bochy, but they have somebody in-house that I believe that's already going to get a nod to come up here.
Who?
JP Arancibia, who's down AAA.
For what?
I think bench coach.
I'm not doubting the story.
I already heard that.
I'm not doubting the story. You got to get a veteran. Get Yoda. Get you Don Zimmer. Get somebody that knows the game from every angle.
That's what I believe.
The bench, that's
what
weird.
I thought I saw.
I don't like it for the bench. I mean, I'm not going to I'm sure he's a good baseball man.
Look,
the bench coach has to have some sage experience. I don't know. How old is he?
But if that's the case, though, then why are you going for a young manager? Like, if the bench coach has to be this experienced guy, then why are you getting a young manager?
Well, because then you get the best of both worlds. You get the youthful presentation from the manager, and you get that wisdom from the bench coach.
Wasn't Carlos Mendoza the bench coach for the Yankees for all those years?
Right,
he was.
And he was young at the time.
To Hoff's point, why not just hire Bochy to be the manager? If you're going to do, if you want an experienced guy.
Well, they should, but they're not.
Yeah, well,
Bochy's not coming to be number 2.
I would think Bochy's going to go to the Giants. It seems that's the case. They fired their guy. But anyway, who can't worry about Bochy or anybody like that.
Interesting.
I don't even care who it is, because what are we talking about here? Bench coach, third base coach, you got a $15 billion payroll, and I'm going to worry about blaming Mike Sarbaugh because the Mets didn't make the playoffs? No, it's on the guys, but this is going to be a fresh start, which they needed. I don't care who the names are, as long as they are picked, at least in part, by Carlos Mendoza. That to me is imperative.
That's less important to me, but the fact that it's going to be in terms of Mendoza picking up, but the fact that there's new juice, new blood, you need that. Now, again, it's always going to be Boone, Mendoza. It's always going to be the central figures, Mike Brown. But if the third base coach was better, you probably win 3 more games. And then you're probably in the playoffs.
He was
so
awful.
It matters.
Yeah, I mean, also if Pete Alonso could throw a baseball or catch one, maybe they win a game or two and find themselves in the postseason.
I heard that there's also a vacancy in the pitching lab.
Don't be a jerk. See, this is come on now. He's it's a bad joke.
Tough.
You give the bad jokes, and then BT doesn't get him, and then I got to clean up.
They got to be funny to laugh.
That was a great joke.
I get it. I mean, Hoff is generally a funny guy, and that was a little flat.
That was perfect.
You were waiting on serious stuff, and you could see the look at his face where he's got that I got another name for you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there's an opening in the pitching lab. No, come on, Hoff.
I could have given you the courtesy chuckle, to be fair. I probably could have thrown you one of those, but he's trying.
I've given you plenty of those.
No,
before.
you handled it.
Yeah, no, you do.
BT, you handled it the right way. But I was then
confused.
That funny? No, but then I'm like, oh, does BT not understand what he's saying?
I don't get it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Come on. Come on. What's there not to get?
Dove didn't get it, though.
Yeah, well, that's different.
I'm not sure I got it. I still don't get it.
I didn't laugh either.
BT and Sal, the fan. More your calls when we come back. 888. Look, here's the truth. Here's what's surprising. I got to be honest. We're talking about the Yankees winning a wild card, exhilarating performance from Cam Schlittler. They got the division series on tap this weekend and next week. And we're talking about the Mets firing their entire coaching staff outside of the Mets.
Dude, some things haven't changed yet, man. Oh, God. All right, hey, our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They built MetLife Stadium and the one before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
Design run. Up the middle he goes to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Giants!
Jackson Dart's debut and timely defense led the Giants to New York's first victory of the NFL season.
Fires it right. Batted at the line. Intercepted by Dexter Lawrence. He's running down the left side to the 15. 10, 5, and he's knocked down at the 1 by Herbert.
Fans are buzzing, but concern looms on star wideout Malik Neighbors' injury.
The guys that play behind him, it's like last year when Slay went in. Everybody gets paid to do a job, and it's the next man up.
Keep it locked to the Fan for the latest on Big Blue as they gear up to hit the road to New Orleans for their Week 5 matchup with the winless Saints, Sunday at 1 o'clock on your home for New York Giants football. The Fan, 101.9 FM, WFAN. And always live on the free Odyssey app.
Ready to fire up your Saturdays? FanDuel has got a boost that you're not going to want to miss. It's called Boostin' with the Boys, and it's giving everyone a college football profit boost every single week. So here's how it works. Each week, they're giving everyone a profit boost to use on college football. No opt-in gymnastics, no invite-only nonsense. Everyone gets the boost. We're talking real games, real teams, real Saturdays with an extra payout on the line. It's easy, it's fun, and it's only on FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the app. Check out the Boostin' with the Boys offer and get in on all the action. We all love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues now withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At Audi Manhattan, experience best-in-class service in the heart of New York. Visit their Audi flagship store today, conveniently located on 55th and 11th. Audi Manhattan, where luxury meets excellence.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me."
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, I heard you switched banks. How's it going? Yep. Ditched the big corporate bank. Hanover Bank made it easy. I moved my business and personal accounts. Hanover Bank. Are they local? Totally. Decisions made right here. Their team lives in the same communities they serve, so the money stays local, benefiting businesses, homes, and futures in our town. Sounds like you're banking with neighbors. Exactly. Real people, real service. I'm sold. Hanover Bank, huh? I'm checking them out.
Visit HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied. It's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The ristoranti, restaurants, nightlife and shops and La Galleria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now, starting from $229, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Sal back on the Fan. All right. All hell breaking loose with the Mets coaching staff. Seems like everybody's going to be out. We went over it before. In case you missed it, there are multiple reports now saying that the end of Hefner, Chavez, Barnes, Sarbaugh, John Gibbons, all but really Richardson, who had a successful year as the first base coach of all stolen bases, specifically Juan Soto. So sounds like he's going to stay on. And Mendy obviously not going anywhere. And then everybody else around him. We got that going on, BT. We got football coming up with Nick Costos in a little bit. We'll get to our picks later on as well. Big game for the Giants here, trying to stay relevant as far as their season goes, win total-wise against a winnable game or against a team that's beatable in the Saints. And obviously the Yankees forefront here, where they beat the Red Sox last night in 3, heading to take on the Blue Jays in Toronto, game 1 tomorrow afternoon.
Going to be a fun weekend, hopefully a productive one for the Yankees. But one more thought here on Mendoza, and nothing's really coming into my head. So now the groundwork is laid here, okay? So if he has a rough year, he's out. And he's out probably mid-season. When was the last time, would it be Art Howe or, one of those Bucky Dent or Dallas Green or Stump Merrill from a Yankee perspective? When was the last time a New York baseball manager, Yankees or Mets, was going to be judged so critically in April and May? Think about that. Boone has always been about the postseason. Buck didn't have that pressure and that stress there. Willie didn't have it early. Remember, he got whacked out west at 2 a.m. That dopey move by the team at that point, which was weak. Mendoza is going to be on the firing line if they don't play well right away. That's going to be the theme.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't the case with Girardi. We knew the Yankees wanted them out eventually, but they let it ride out. They get to Game 7 of the ALCS. Boone has been on some hot seats, but maybe that's more from us than in reality.
And never in April, which is my point.
Yeah, we're talking about, this is not a fan saying, hey, this is this is the hierarchy saying, if not just flat out the owner, basically saying, and he hasn't said that, but we know the reality.
Didn't have to.
Exactly. Didn't have to. He doesn't get the job done. Mendy's going to be on the outside looking in rather short order. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's happened. Buck in 2022 had great success. 2023 was bad. Then they decided to move on, and there were different reasons for that. Stearns came in.
Yeah,
regime.
sure. But again, early to start a season. Like you go to Port St. Lucie, February, the theme is, all right, what did the Mets do to change the roster? What did the Mets do to get better? What did the Mets do to change the mojo?
I don't know, and I don't know if that's a healthy...
I don't think it is. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, I don't... Now, again... Stearns, I know, loves Mendoza. And I don't know this from talking to Stearns. I know this from watching Stearns talk. Like, he's the one who hired him. There's good reason to believe in Carlos Mendoza. I truly believe he's a really good baseball guy, smart man. I think they just got caught up in the raised expectations, team not having enough. So there's a combination of a lot of things what went sideways this year. Team raised expectations, not ultimately having enough as far as the pitching staff goes, getting tighter and tighter and tighter as the losing kept continuing and just didn't find a way out of it.
And also making some bad moves. Got to incorporate that. I know you know that, but we have to say that.
I think a part of why he made the bad moves is because he was tight. Like, to me, he was going too by the book. That's not what made Mendoza. Mendoza was loose, easy, and free a year ago.
Yeah.
That's what made him successful successful. He wasn't worried about being criticized. He was going by his gut, his baseball moves. And when you're doing that in year one, he didn't know any better. Maybe he didn't know any better because it was his first time managing, so he didn't give a crap. He was being himself, whether it's against the analytic department or what, he was being himself, and it was working. Then when you have that success, now all of a sudden it's, hey, there's a bullseye on you here, meaning the teams are coming for you. The expectations are raised. You've got to go win a World Series is the expectation, and that can naturally, human element part, BT, get into you and start impacting how you operate. And I think that that's exactly what happened with Mendoza.
I got a really important question for you. What do you think the tone is, if any? I mean, it could just dissipate. There's no issues with Lindor and Soto next season. Is that going to resurface? Is that going to be a story?
When you say
just
tone,
the way is it going to be a story? Forget about tone. Is it going to be a storyline? Because that crept into the season this year.
Well, I mean, it was a story.
So is it a storyline next year? And if it is, I would imagine it would be louder and worse if it's still there.
I don't believe it's going to be louder and worse. First of all, whether they love each other or whatever, it doesn't even matter. Like, what matters is the results on the field. Now, if their relationship was impacting the results, and which I don't believe is the case, then something would have to be done about it. I don't believe whether I would trade Lindor. I don't believe the Mets are going to trade Lindor. I'm not so sure somebody would take him. I'm not so sure he would accept the trade. I don't think the Mets have the gumption to do it. I would. I don't think they're going to do it. So let's assume Lindor and Soto are back. I don't think that it's this big, they can't figure it out. I do think it's on everybody, those two guys, the manager, the other players, to figure out how to maximize everybody's ability and get the team playing together and loose and having fun.
See, one thing I worry about, like if you're not going to change the manager, which could change the energy and the morale and just the feel, and you're not going to be able to radically change the players outside of having a few better pitchers, which they have to, like, where does the transformation come from?
Well, just because they can't trade Lindor doesn't mean they can't radically change things.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, but if Pete's back, I mean, that's big money.
But there's no guarantee that he's back.
That's what I'm saying. If Pete's back, that's big money. Soto's big money. Lindor's big money. Obviously, Diaz can opt out, so that could be big money. Nimmo's going to be a contract that's going to be very tough to deal. All the things you and I have talked a lot about. I don't know. I mean, is it going to be a Kyle Tucker? Is it going to be a Bellinger flirtation? I don't know. I'm not saying there's none. Yeah, Schwarber's one. I'm not saying there's none, but it's going to be interesting to see what power. Last year, the power move came with Soto in terms of a great hitter. What's the power move for an upgrade as a player, but also a guy who's going to, I don't know, enhance the chemistry?
Could be. Well, I'm not worried about the chemistry.
It matters this year. They didn't have good chemistry this year.
Yeah, but that's not. To me, that's not why they lost.
Well, I'm not saying that's why they lost, but it certainly didn't help them ending the losing streak or getting right.
Why would that be a thing before getting, I don't know, a pitcher?
Well, no, that's why I say you could have multiple new pitchers, and McLean's going to be a starter from the get-go.
Maybe they trade him.
But so I think that they've got to trade McLean.
Yeah, why not? I'm saying if you could get Paul Skeens and trade Nolan McLean, you wouldn't do that?
Of course you do. Yeah, you do it for Skeens. So
I'm saying, like, I'm thinking big picture.
Wrecking ball, which is what I said.
Well, what I would be doing is looking for the best options out there, obviously in the rotation, that aren't going to cost you $200 and $300 million contracts. So to do that, you're going to have to give up prospects. Vientos, Beatty, McLean, Spro, Tong, Jet Williams, I don't care who they are. Now, this is on Stearns to identify who they value. Obviously, he didn't with Gilbert, trade him to the Giants, whatever. They have to identify the ones that they believe are keepers, whether it's Benj in center field eventually, whether it's Chet Williams at second. I don't know. McLean maybe untouchable, whatever. Or use those guys to go get Alcantara or Skeens, or maybe Skeens a pipe dream. Obviously, he's not really.
I don't know. I mean, is he going to sign a $500 million deal in Pittsburgh? Probably not. They're going to trade him at some point.
I'm saying that a lot of people just be like, well, you can't trade McLean. You're not trading Tong. You're not trading Sproat.
Yeah. Well, then you're not getting Skeens.
Well, correct. So you need to, and there aren't just the dominant free agents.
No.
Nor would I do that.
There's not this year.
Like, you can't just do that every single year. That's not a recipe for success either. So they're going to have to make significant trades. McNeil, Vientos, Nimmo potentially. I floated Lindor, potentially letting Alonso walk and maybe replacing him with Kyle Schwarber's bat. Like, there are a lot. John Harper wrote about that.
I saw that.
Yeah, so there are a lot of possibilities here. I wouldn't worry about the chemistry now when they still haven't even constructed a team yet.
It's interesting too, the different spotlight. After the 23 season, the spotlight was different. New manager, new energy. Yeah. Okay, and it was fresh and it was new, and the Mets played, they gave their fans a really good season. This year, coming in, the spotlight was, all right, you guys were almost in the World Series. You got Soto, and now it's a different focus. Now it's an even different focus. Like, okay, how did you repair whatever the hell happened in 2025? So it's not going to be with 3 or 4 new coaches or one new arm. It's going to have to be a lot, which is why I said a wrecking ball. When I look at what the Mets
they took a wrecking ball to the coaching staff. That's
a start.
Yeah.
That's a good start. And I remember you and I said this to you the day after the Mets season. So that Monday, I said, listen, I don't care if you got $20 billion in the bank. Your tolerance for being embarrassed is low. When you get to Cohen's level as a business person successfully, you don't want to be embarrassed. And I was very curious how he would react. It wasn't immediate. Which I think is smart. He mulled it over for a couple of days. He spoke to people I'm sure he trusts, like Stearns and others. And he said, all right, we got to do a lot. And credit to them for doing a lot because they had to.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. Can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
I get those calls coming up as well, Sal?
Yeah, we'll do that. We got Costos on the other side when we get back, though. We got to talk some Yankees and some NFL with him. For over 92 years, Approved Oil has been the leading heating oil dealer in New York. And right now, with low rates, it's the perfect time to lock in your price for winter before cold weather pushes prices up. Don't wait. Call today and lock in your savings and enjoy a worry-free season. Approved Oil has been delivering a brighter, warmer tomorrow for almost a century, backed by superior services and unmatched reliability. When it comes to your home heat, it has to be Approved Oil. Visit freezetherate.com or call 718-238-1050.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
This wasn't the GM saying, hey, we drafted him. This was the coach deciding now was the time to turn to this young kid. Turn to this young kid who can bring something that Russ can't bring with his legs, bring something with his moxie, bring something with his determination. And from the early onset of this game, it just felt different.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. The Tigers were on the verge of a historic collapse, chased down by Cleveland in the AL Central and teetering in Game 3 of the wild card round. Then came a 4-run 7th inning, and just like that, Detroit flipped the script, sent Cleveland packing, and turned a collapse into a potential playoff run. I'm Maggie Gray.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person with whom you made the deal. Additional terms apply.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to EdisonHVAC.com.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're a Ready a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
School may be back, but the fun never stops at American Dream. Just minutes from Manhattan. With over 25 indoor attractions, you can ride Splash at DreamWorks Water Park, ride coasters at Nickelodeon Universe, and so much more. Tickets at AmericanDream.com.
Michelin Winter Tires offer confidence in all types of winter conditions, and Town Fair Tire offers every long-lasting, fuel-efficient Michelin tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair gives you the most free services for life with your purchase of Michelin Winter Tires that keep you going for years to come. For the guaranteed best deal on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Huddle up with BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this college football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, live betting, or bet on new markets thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of college football offers found nowhere else. And keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. When it comes to college football, never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Promotions may vary by market. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan. On the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Rumble in the Bronx, 'cause the whole wide world is waiting. Time to show them that they're not alone, they're not alone. Cheering sounds come from the crowd. Nothing left to stop you now.
BT Sal back on the Fan right now. On the line is Nick Costos, host of You Better, You Bet, and Odyssey Sports Betting Insider. Insider calls are presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Check the latest lines on the BetMGM app. Catch You Better, You Bet weekdays 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern, and You Better, You Bet countdown to kickoff Sundays 11 to 1 p.m. Eastern, leading you up to kickoff on the BetMGM network on the Odyssey app. Also, my favorite show on the Fan. I listen to it every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 9, where Nick does his Football Sunday show, The Preview. We welcome in Nick Costos, big Yankee fan. Go ahead, get to it, Nick. The Yankees, get it out of your system.
Well, yeah, great to be on. Sal, it was pretty awesome last night, Red, watching Cam Schlittler absolutely dominate the Red Sox. I know you as a Mets fan took extreme pleasure watching one New York team have success this October.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I really enjoyed it as well.
Enjoyed every second of it. What's the betting market here for the Yanks? Is there a value to get them World Series, to get them against the Blue Jays, just to get to the World Series? Where are we at as far as betting on the Yanks? Because I do think they're going to win it all at this point. I want to make some money off it at least.
I don't think they're going to win it all, but I do think they're going to win the American League pennant. And I said that on You Better You Bet this week, that if the Yankees get past the Red Sox, and I'll be honest, and I give BT, I give you so much credit because you are an optimistic Yankee fan. And I feel like I'm a super pessimistic Yankee fan. And I felt like they were going to lose to the Red Sox. And when they lost game 1, I thought they were absolutely finished. So I'm really happy that I was wrong and they were able to win the final 2 games. Mm-hmm. But that was kind of my take was, if you're able to beat Boston, I do think they're going to win the American League. And they are a pretty sizable favorite against the Blue Jays in the divisional series, -155, Jays +130. Obviously, the Jays with home field advantage and a pitching advantage in Game 1, assuming it's Luis Gil for the Yankees. I don't think the Blue Jays have announced their Game 1 starter.
Gausman.
But I do think
it is Gausman.
Oh, it's Gausman. Okay. Yeah. So
he's pitched
the Blue
well
Jays
against us.
They have the advantage in Game 1. I think the Yankees have the advantage in every game past Game 1. So I think the Yankees will get past Toronto. Seattle will be tough, but I think the Yankees have more upside than Seattle does, and I think Seattle rolls over the Tigers in that American League Divisional Series. Phillies, Dodgers, if we're being objective, it's probably the World Series. Like, those are the two best teams, Phillies and Dodgers. The Dodgers are a slight favorite in the series, -120, Phillies +100. I know the Brewers had the best regular season, but given Milwaukee's track record in the postseason, and they're not with a ton of stars, but with a bunch of players all contributing, I don't know how that's going to play in October. So I do like the Brewers over the Cubs, but I'll take the Phillies or the Dodgers over Milwaukee in the NLCS. And I'll be rooting for the Yankees, obviously, in the World Series if and when they get there. But I think the Yankees would be a deserved underdog against either Philadelphia or Los Angeles.
All right, before we get to let's get this out of the way. What, mushrooms, cream corn, spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprout? What sides are you getting? Because there's no way I'm going to win this bet that we had on before the first game for the Jets. What do you want with your steak?
Well, do you want to table this until next week? Because the Jets are going to win on Sunday.
Okay, keep going. Let's go. I'm listening.
Yeah, you thought that Monday night too.
Okay. If Braylon Allen doesn't fumble the ball at the goal line on the opening drive of the game, I'm being obviously a lot else happened past that, but you take the crowd is silent the rest of that game if Braylon Allen scores on that play. So I did like the Jets. I actually think that the turnovers and the penalties and the fact that the defense can't tackle, I'm curious if you guys agree, masked. I thought the offense played very well in the game. I thought Justin Fields actually played well in the game. I thought Garrett Wilson should have had 2 touchdowns.
Garrett Wilson was phenomenal.
Yeah. That OPI on the touchdown was so ticky-tack. I thought it was terrible. So I thought the Jets offense played really well. The Cowboys defense, Russell Wilson threw for 450 yards against them and then got benched a week later. So I certainly think the Jets can have success on the Cowboys defense. And I'm stunned that this betting market has not moved. So at BetMGM right now, and I have it up in front of me here. So Dallas is a 2.5-point road favorite. The total's 47.5. So we'll see, guys, what Dallas's injury report is today.
Yep.
Yesterday, 4 out of Dallas's 5 starting offensive linemen are either out or not practicing. All 3 Tylers, they have 3 first-round Tylers on the offensive line. All didn't practice, and Cooper Beebe, the center, is on injured reserve. Terrence Steele, the right tackle, might be their only regular starting offensive lineman that plays on Sunday. And I get it, Dak Prescott's playing at an MVP level. He's been great. I think they stink, and the team stinks. And if they're going to have 1 starting offensive lineman, I know Jermaine Johnson's not playing, whatever. I'll take the Jets plus the points, BT. I think the Jets get their first one of the season
I
on
hope
Sunday.
You're right, but I feel like you're glossing over just how deficient the Jets defense is. The Jets defense stinks. It's the secondary and the corners. Carter's hurt even in the slot. Jets defense is awful.
Do you have any faith that if Dallas's offensive line is basically entirely decrepit, that the Jets can get any kind of pressure on Dak Prescott? Because if they can, they're going to win this game.
I do. I actually like the over more because I think both teams are going to score.
I don't dislike that. Now again, maybe it hurts Dallas if they can't block up front, but the Cowboys have been an over bonanza this year where they score a ton. And let's look at Sunday night against the Packers, 80 total points in that game. So you are right about that.
All right, how about the one team that's still relevant in this town as far as the Giants go? Football goes here. The Jackson Dart experience was a rousing success.
Was it?
What? You don't think so? You going to disagree with that? Go ahead.
Well, they won, and that's what matters. I don't think I don't even know if it's his fault once Neighbors goes out. They have no receivers. I don't think I'm not trying to be a hater. They got the win and he's gutsy and he's gritty and whatever. I don't think he played that great. I thought they were very lucky to win the game, candidly. And once Showalt left the game, the Chargers had no hope of protecting Justin Herbert. Now maybe that happens again here, Sal, against Spencer Rattler and the Saints.
I'm not so sure of myself. My gut is telling me that because everybody now is going to be on the Giants and they can't lose this game and they're underdogs. They're going to beat the Saints. I'm not so sure that I'm going going to go that way. I'd be curious to get your feel and the betting market. Like, that line initially does not make a lot of sense, especially considering the way the Giants' defense played. Forget about the rookie quarterback for a second. Defense looked legit. Saints are not very good. I know they've been somewhat competitive. How do you see that line there with this game?
Yeah, so on Sunday night last week, and I do a decent amount of betting on Sunday night when games end for the week to come, and I make my point spreads on Sunday night for the week to come. Not that I have to always be correct, but I think my stuff's pretty good. The Giants opened a favorite, and no way, whether they win or not, they can never be favored in the game with Neighbors out. So they opened -1.5. I saw that and immediately was like, there's no way. The Saints have to be favored in the game. I actually bet a little New Orleans just to grab that number because I felt like it was crazy. So now we're at New Orleans -2, and I think we're correct with the point spread of the game. The Saints have one of the best home field advantages in the league in the Superdome. The noise is crazy. Now, New Orleans does have a couple issues. We'll see what their final injury report holds right now. But one of their guards, Trevor Penning, and their other starting guard, Cesar Ruiz, both didn't practice yesterday, and Ruiz looks likely to miss this game, which means that if Dexter Lawrence, and I don't think the practice report has come out today for the Giants, I looked right before we came on, because he missed Wednesday, Thursday with an illness. If he's practicing today, and he's going to play on Sunday, and I think he's going to play on Sunday, they should absolutely wreck the interior of this New Orleans offensive line and really impact Spencer Rattler, who has not won yet as a starting quarterback in 11 starts in the NFL. So I think it's a coin flip game. I worry about the Giants' inability to move the football here now that, it's just Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson and then the poo-poo platter, emphasis on poo-poo of Jalen Hyatt and Bo Collins. I don't know how this is going to go offensively for them. Make me pick the winner of the game. I would begrudgingly take the Saints for right now, but we can revisit this on Sunday morning when we have more information.
Well, listen, this is what I find really interesting here. I feel like people are saying, the Saints. The Saints are as bad as the Titans. The Titans to me are the...
No, they're not.
I know. And I feel like a lot of Giant fans, and man, I hope the Giants win and give us a little juice along with the Yankees and get a second win and just at least get into October. But to me, the Saints are not nearly as decrepit as Tennessee's like a JV team. The Saints are not that.
Well, Brian Callahan, and we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. I actually think Rich Kotite is Bill Walsh compared to this guy.
Yeah, he doesn't know the rules. He doesn't know the rule book, Nick.
He doesn't know the rules, and he's the worst game manager I've ever seen. He's actually the worst. And think just as far as New Orleans goes, yes, they got blown out by Seattle in week 3. They're down 21-0 before the game basically starts. A long touchdown to Torrey Horton, a punt return, a turnover. And they're not as good as Seattle. That one got away from them. The other 3 games, they are ultra competitive in these games. Whether it's San Francisco in week 2 with Mac Jones a quarterback,
Bills.
Week 1 against Arizona where Juwan Johnson drops that ball at the end of the game. It could have sent it to overtime. They probably would have gone for 2 and maybe would have won. And then last week against Buffalo, BT, to your point there, you had the Chris Olave Philly special that Cole Bishop picks off at the goal line, and Rattler missed Olave on a long touchdown pass. I'm not saying the Saints would have won the game. They wouldn't. But the final score would have been way closer than the 12-point final. And we might be thinking differently about this game. Now, I don't think the Saints will roll over the Giants, but again, you're making me pick the winner of the game, I would take New Orleans for now with the information we have.
Who would you take in a knockout pool this week? Tricky week here if people are still around. And you certainly use certain teams or whatever. I had a hard time finding a great pick that I feel good about. You have a knockout pick that you would use this week?
Well, I'm maybe not the best person to ask because...
Who'd you get? Who got you?
The Rams last night.
Oh, you did!
The Niners home game.
It was the last thing. Oh, I'm going to say something that's really awful, but I mean it. I wish the Yankees had lost last night instead of the Rams.
Oh, shut up, man. Come on. You're not a Yankee fan.
And I could stay.
You're not a Yankee fan. I won't let you finish. That's ridiculous. Yeah, right.
And
that is ridiculous.
I don't know if I mean that. But
okay, there you go.
It's the last thing I thought about when I went to sleep, and the first thing I thought about this morning was the Rams because it was a big contest, and it's very unfortunate that happened. Yeah, it's one of those created in a laboratory to torture you as a bettor and as a player.
And I don't get that game either because on the surface, now I personally my format is I stay away from division games, and that's one of the reasons why. I try to stay away from road teams early on. Can't do that this week. I'm going to go with the Lions. I don't have the Bills left. Again, division game, whatever it may be.
Take Arizona.
Yeah, well, I don't trust Arizona, and that's kind of my point. Like, I made my decision going with Detroit, who I believe is the best team, even though they're on the road, as opposed to getting in bed with a team like Arizona, who, yeah, they should beat the Titans, but I don't think Arizona's that good.
I don't disagree. And look, like the survivor, that's why it's tough, right?
Yeah.
I'd take Arizona because, look, I don't trust the Cardinals either, but we just detailed that the Titans have maybe the worst coach in the history of the league. So you bet against that guy. Calvin Ridley's probably not going to play. I'm being serious. Like, Calvin Ridley's probably not going to play. They're going to be starting 2 rookie receivers with a rookie quarterback and a moron head coach. So I'd take Arizona.
I got you. Hey, in a month, Nick, in a month from now, I know they got a tough one coming up this weekend up in Buffalo, almost 7-point dogs here. But in a month, are we taking the Pats a little serious? Like, well, what's their trajectory? I don't have I love Rabel. I have a great read. What's your read on them?
I think I have a good answer for you here. So coming into the year, I don't know that there was anyone. I'm sure, like some if you think they were going to win the Super Bowl. I liked the Patriots more than almost anybody this year. So I bet them over the win total. I bet them to make the playoffs.
Wow.
The reason why, and I think I've been proven right in the first 4 weeks, the quarterback is a monster.
He's good.
And this just goes back to like all those. Remember those Tommy DeVito wins a couple years ago? Wow, it was so much fun. You know what would be more fun? Drake May is the Giants quarterback. Yep. He's special. He's great. So I give you that to now give you this. I love the Patriots. I bet them last week. I had them in Survivor last week against Carolina. I think the Bills are going to stomp them on Sunday night. Buffalo's getting a couple players back on defense from injury. Ed Oliver, who's their best defensive player, and linebacker Matt Milano. And very quietly, Sal, I'll talk about this Sunday morning, Milton Williams, who, if you watch the Super Bowl, like terrorized Patrick Mahomes on the Eagles' defensive line. Patriots gave him largest ever deal in free agency for a defensive tackle. He has been a beast for the Patriots in the middle of that defensive line. He didn't practice yesterday, got injured in practice. If he doesn't play, it's a big deal. And I don't think the Patriots can match the Bills score for score. I think Buffalo names its number in the game. So I really like the Patriots. I think the Bills boat race them on Sunday night.
Thanks, Nick. We appreciate your time as always. Congrats on your Yankees advancing to the division series. We'll talk to you next week. Listen to you Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
Appreciate it. Wishing everybody Minimal Sweats winning bets the absolute very best of luck. Let's go Yankees.
Oh, God. You made amends.
Right. That was the host of You Bet or You Bet and Odyssey Sports Betting Insider, Nick Costos. Insider calls are presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary for all your betting and sports talk needs. Check out the BetMGM network on the Odyssey app. We'll take a quick break, come back with more of your calls, get back into the Yankees. If the Mets coaching changes does anything for you can call about that as well. Our picks will be coming up. Perfect Parlay pick segment. Week 5, that's at 1:20. Plenty more to get to. BT and Sal on the Fan.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Rookie flamethrower Cam Schlittler gave a performance for the ages while making history in the Bronx.
Here's a 2-2 for Cam. Swing and a miss, struck him out, making an even dozen.
The Sox were sent packing.
They win this wild card run and eliminate the Boston Red Sox. The final score, 4-0. New York is on to Toronto.
One step in the journey is complete, but there's more work to be done. Don't miss a second of the Yanks-Jays Game 1. Tomorrow, first pitch 4:08. Here on your home for New York Yankees baseball. 101.9 FM, WFAN. And always live on the free Odyssey app.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine, its impressive fuel economy. Still going. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. For well-qualified buyers, example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 11/3/25.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com, and each and every day you can text the word WIN to the number 545454. Again, text the word WIN to the number 545454 and get our best bet of the night every single night for free. You can also visit TakingVegas.com. 10 great handicappers there, but tonight we have a free best bet. It's yours. Text the word WIN to the number 545454.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 29 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a month in bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
mNEXSpike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's mnexspike.com.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1:02. I'm Andrew Bogish. This Sports Flash is sponsored by Flushing Bank. The coaching overhaul in Queens is reportedly well underway. Mets pitching coach Jeremy Hefner, both hitting coaches, bench coach John Gibbons, and third base coach Mike Sarbaugh will not return next season. Gibbons telling the Post it's time for a new baseball adventure and that Carlos Mendoza and David Stearns are, quote, the real deal. The Yankees, meanwhile, are setting up shop in Toronto, a late afternoon workout today, and then game 1 with the Blue Jays at 4 here on the Fan tomorrow. Kevin Gossman will have the ball for that one for the Blue Jays. Aaron Boone yet to decide publicly between Luis Gil and Will Warren. Toronto manager John Schneider just said that Bo Bichette remains day-to-day with a sprained left knee. He will not be on the roster for this series if he can't play regularly. Schneider saying he can't keep Bichette around for one heroic at-bat like Kirk Gibson in the '88 World Series. Bichette hasn't played since early September because of that knee injury. And Jets running back Braylon Allen still deciding between surgery or rehab for his knee injury. Either way, he's out at least 2 months. Michael Carter II will miss Sunday with the Cowboys for his concussion. Jermaine Johnson, a likely game-time decision. Fan weather is sponsored by Moderna. It is 66 degrees and sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT Sal back on the Fan. All right, get back to the calls here in a second, BT. We got our Perfect Parlay pick segment, Week 5, coming up in just a minute. Hold on. Let me get one more read here before we move on, as it is the top of the hour.
By the way, Bogish walking out of the studio goes, hey, enjoy the games. Go Toronto.
Did he say that?
That's what he said.
Oh, I missed that.
Hear
He was trying to show me something. I'm like, dude, I can't read that. He showed me something on the phone in the small print. I can read this. The BT and Sal Show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants. More on football in a little bit. So Bogish just gave you the news. The Mets sent out a press release. You got to check out the way that this reads.
Let's hear it.
All right, so you go over the coaching changes. The Mets have made the following changes to the Major League coaching staff. Hefner Barnes, Chavez, I'm not reading it word for word here. Sarabal will not return. Bench coach John Gibbons resigned. Catching coach Glenn Sherlock has announced his retirement. That was, old news, but the Mets are saying this now for the first time. Assistant pitching coach Desi Druschel, Druschel, however you say his name. Bullpen coach Jose Rosado have been given permission to speak to other teams pending the selection of a new pitching coach. First base coach Antoine Richardson, strategy coach Danny Barnes, and coaching assistant Rafael Fernandez have been invited back for the 2026 season.
That's a lot.
Just the words of have been, like the three guys have been invited back. Everybody but those three guys and Mendy.
Get lost.
Yeah, it's just wild. Hey, look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I do think it was necessary to shake things up.
Me too.
But now there's going to be the bullseye, obviously, on the manager, and I just hope that they at least let him have a significant say of who's on the staff and who isn't.
Well, I don't know if they will. I don't want to be redundant because this came up before, but
have been invited back. I mean,
that is ridiculous. My question would be, I just don't know how they truly feel about Mendoza. I know what Stearns says. I know he hired him. So when you bring somebody in, you get to vouch for him clearly more than not. And I do believe he likes him. And he stuck up for him at the press conferences here. Cohen hasn't said much about Mendoza here. But, there were a lot of head-scratching moves here. I don't know if Stearns is putting up one public persona for Mendy, and maybe behind closed doors is a little less committal when he talks to Cohen and maybe some other people in the organization. If that's the case, then if you're Cohen and Stearns, why would you give somebody the juice or the autonomy to do that if you don't really value them the way maybe you did a year ago?
But think about how foolish that is. If Stearns didn't want Mendoza here, he'd be fired. If Stearns and Cohen didn't trust Mendoza, he'd be fired. So you hired the guy for a reason. You're not going to change that reason in 1 year. Like, all the reasons why David Stearns hired Carlos Mendoza are still in play. Just because the results weren't there for 1 year, unless they thought he was doing something bad, like maybe the way that he felt would, again, Buck's a different story because it was different regimes, but if they felt like the manager wasn't doing his job, wasn't putting in the work every day, then you fire him. That's not the case with Carlos Mendoza. You can't fire him just based off of the results when all the principles why you hired him remain the same.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that they should have fired him. All I'm saying is maybe meeting somewhere in the middle of the road. Like, they think about how they felt after Mendoza after last year. You can't tell me that it's the same exact confidence, belief, conviction today after they watched what they watched for a full season. So while I'm not saying that he should have been fired, I would have brought him back to let the third year split the difference. But there could be an erosion of faith to an extent. I don't know. I can't quantify it. But if there's a little decrease in belief in Mendoza, and I would think there would be foolish to think that there's not because he had a bad season, you can bring him back but still not give him the full power, because if he doesn't get off to a good start, you're going to fire him, and then you're going to be stuck with people you might not believe in.
Yeah, well, if he doesn't get off to a good start, I mean, they have a whole heap of issues. Now I'm not talking about like he's got to win his first 10 games out of the gate here. I don't think they're going to fire Mendoza. I mean, unless things went horribly wrong. I'm talking about mid-season All-Star break. You give him the season, and if the Mets are playing like a team that's under 500, then maybe they realize he's not the right guy or whatever. They feel like they need to make a change. But while he's here, and I still firmly believe they believe in him, as they should. You hire somebody. To me, if you hire somebody for a year and he has you hire somebody for a reason, he has great success in that first year, and the team doesn't have good success in the second year, and you look at all the reasons why, I would not go away from the reasons why you hired him in the first place. Therefore, I would be looking to put a guy who I believe in, because if I didn't believe in him, I wouldn't have hired him. I would look to put him in the best spot possible to make him have success, as opposed to forcing a coach on him. Hey, this is going to be your bench coach. This is going to be your pitching coach. Like, it should be a collaborative effort, but I would weigh Mendoza's opinion more so than I would just having Stearns have a 70% say versus Mendoza 30%. To me, it's got to be 50-50, or if anything, 60-40 in favor of Mendy.
And listen, the bottom line is this, third base, other coaches, sage voice next to him, bench coach, whatever, get some new players.
Yeah, right.
You got to have the horses to win. Now, if If you have a great staff, sure. Like I believe that the Mets, Hefner, who's also fired, I believe he really squeezed a lot out of the staff 2 years ago, and you give him credit for that here. But so he did elevate what was average or slightly above average talent. This year it didn't happen for a multitude of reasons, but they need an infusion of players here, and if they get them, the new staff will win, and if they don't, the new staff will lose. Bottom line.
Yeah, and enough about the Mets. Let's talk about the winning team here in town. The Yankees coming off a thrilling win last night, getting to the ALDS. Yanks, Blue Jays tomorrow. Gosman already announcing Game 1. Anything else beyond that, BT?
No, but this is what I wanted to throw this by you and let everybody, because this is important here, because the Yankees, we got it last night that we all assumed it's going to be Louis Hill. Warren was on the postseason roster for the wild card. Louis Hill was not, blah, blah, blah. Didn't use him. So you have the option of pitching Will Warren tomorrow, and I guess it was said last night that they don't know yet. Now, I believe that Boone knows what he's going to do, and Blake, the pitching coach, as well. But if there's a thought that Will Warren should start over Louis Hill, I think that's ridiculous. Like, would you 100% go to Hill? Because Warren's splits on the road are terrible. And I knew this, but I wanted to just look at the numbers. 17 road starts this year. His ERA is over 5.5. Opponent batting average almost 290. I think Louis Hill has comparable stuff, and I do think that Will Warren has good stuff. And his numbers at home are much better, like 218 batting average against and a lot of strikeouts. And he does get some strikeouts. There's no way I'm not giving the baseball to Will Warren tomorrow on the road. I'm not doing that.
Also, whoever pitches Game 1 is going to be pitching Game 5 potentially, correct?
Say if it's not necessarily. Say if Warren starts tomorrow and he gets rocked. It's going to be Hill, I think. Say if Hill starts, right, and he gets rocked. Yeah. Now you go back to Fried Game 2. You have Rodon and then
Schlitler.
And you could go to Warren if Hill looks horrible tomorrow.
My point is that slot is going to be in Game 5.
Correct.
I'm going with Luis Hill.
Me too.
I think Hill's got the better stuff. I like Warren, and I would trust Warren more out of the pen. Now, problem with Hill is if he loses control,
I know.
That could implode quickly, and now you're into the bullpen before you really want to in Game 1 of a series.
Sure.
Hey, it's not the ideal setup here for the Yankees, but that's what they get for not winning the division in the first place. And I still like their chances. Even if they lost Game 1, I still think they're going to win this series, and they might win it in 3 straight after that, similar to what they did in this series, winning the next 2 after losing Game 1. I don't love the matchup. That's going to be the one time, Costa said this before, and we talked about it, it's going to be one time that the Blue Jays have to win this Game 1. If you don't beat Hill or Warren with your best on the mound after all the rest that you had, you're toast. You're going to get swept. They're not beating Fried, Rodon, and Schlitler, so at the very least losing one of those games. I don't think look, I think the Yankees are winning the series, so I don't really think it matters that much, but I would go Louis Hill over Will Warren.
Yanks, I would too. Yanks haven't hit Gosman. You got to worry about that a little bit. They've seen him quite a bit.
They got to hit him now, though. I don't want to hear it.
I hear you, but they haven't hit him so far, so they got to change that.
What's his season ERA?
I don't have that up. I can get that in a minute.
He's not Schoolball or Crochet.
I agree with that.
Come on.
But he's handled the Yankees, which is unacceptable. Right. I'm with you. You got to hit him. One thing that does worry me about Hill, and he's a lot more erratic since he came back this year compared to last year as the Rookie of the Year. Again, I don't want to just bombard people with numbers, but this is a horrendous ratio. He's got 41 strikeouts. He's got 33 walks. Dude, that's almost 1-to-1. That is bad.
No, his walks are his problem, which is why you can't really trust him, which is why he's their 4th starter, essentially, but you just trust him a little bit more than you do Will Warren. Obviously, nobody you trust right now more than Cam Schlittler. Back to him. Greg is in White Plains. What's up, Greg?
Greg, what's happening, bud?
Good afternoon, Sal. Good afternoon, BT.
Hello.
You guys do an amazing job. And Sal, you remind me, I hope you take this as a compliment, of Mad Dog.
I do.
Oh, he loves that.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. We got you, Greg. That is a great compliment. Actually, one of the highest that you can pay, so thank you.
I might have... Oh, I appreciate that. You do a great job, guys. But I might have missed this. You keep saying that Schlitler had a historic performance last night, and then you watch Schoolball pitch Tuesday with 14 strikeouts and 8 out of 9 batters. What is the difference, and why is Schlitler's performance considered historic?
No walks. Now, again, Schoolball was, wow, it was crazy. But where's the stat here? So
nobody's ever done it before.
Well, that's the point. Yeah. When you throw out the word historical, it's literally a point of reference that just to let everybody know it's never happened. And the stat was
meaning a pitcher go 8 or more innings, no runs, no walks, 12 or more strikeouts.
That's the number. So
never happened in the postseason before.
Not just the Yankees ever. So Schoolball had 14 whiffs, but He walked a guy, and that's all. I mean, Skubal is. Skubal's
No, he's had a terrific performance as well. Like we saw that. Crochet was great the other night. What Schlitler did literally hasn't been done before, which is why you call it a historic performance. Now the
That's a good question though. I see why you would ask that because Skubal was that good.
The tough part for Schlitler now is much like the Mets coming into the season. Like the expectations have raised significantly. Yeah, a star is born. Schlitler emerged on the biggest stage, elimination game against the Red Sox, Yankee Stadium, 50,000 going nuts, scoreless, historic performance. How he responds and follows that up is going to be not only key for the Yankee postseason, but potentially key on what he becomes the rest of his career. Like now he's expected to go out there and dominate. No more, 5-6 innings. He might do 5-6 scoreless or 5-6 solid innings, but the expectation has been raised because of that performance last night. Right or wrong, that's true.
I agree, and I think it is right. I have no problem with it. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's unfair. Now, to the standard of 8+, 12 whiffs, no walks, no run. I mean, that's insane. That's all-time stuff. But I don't think it's that different from McClain, who didn't have that kind of a game. But McClain very well might be pitching opening day for the Mets next year. So, the urgency and the spotlight and the dissection of every bad start for somebody like him or Schlittler, just like Matt Harvey, just like Doc Gooden back in the day. When you show that, we just want more. Like Pookie. Like Pookie wants the pipe, right? Pookie wants the pipe in New Jack.
Yeah.
We want more strikeouts.
I'm not familiar with that. But
you don't know that scene?
No, I've never seen it.
Come on, Chris. You never saw New Jack City?
No.
What?
I know. That's the proper reaction.
The way you love rap. Are you crazy?
I know. I got to see it.
Jeez, I am stunned.
I'm ashamed of that one. You caught me. I didn't want to pretend through that reference.
You know what? I appreciate the honesty there because you could have just been like, "Yo, that was sick," and I would have believed you.
Yeah, I know.
I would just assume you saw
16 BT. I love that.
Wow, what a scene.
Needs more. Yeah.
No, basically Chris Rock. He's on crack, and he's an informant, whatever, and he's trying to quit, and he just not to make light of drug abuse, but he needs the pipe, and I'm saying it's probably a bad way of saying I need more Schlittler, like Pookie needs the pipe. Anyway, what are we doing?
Charlie's in the Poconos. What's up, Charlie?
Chuck.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm born in 1980. I didn't get the reference either.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
Nice sweatshirt, Sal. By the way, thanks to the YouTube, thanks to the YouTube Live. You guys look very handsome. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, you can say anything but calls handsome. Actually, it makes me feel uncomfortable. But anyway, go ahead, Charlie.
I'm trying to be nice. I almost puked with the Met talk the last hour. I can't take it. Listen, BT, I want a question for you. Can I ask you something?
Anything you want.
How do we feel about the hitting coach for the opposite team in this next series?
I hope they hit a $150. That's what I hope for Mattingly. And I love him.
Yeah, BT.
That's it.
My question is, does he get the biggest ovation in Game 3 back in the Bronx of anybody on the field?
No, it's going to be Schlittler probably, but he's going to.
It's hard for me, man. That's hard.
And me too. And nobody loves Donnie. Like I guess maybe you do as well. I mean, he is my all-time by a million miles.
What's so hard?
God, I love Donnie. We just nothing hard. I mean, it's not like Nick Costos who wanted the Yankees to lose last. It's not hard, but he is
out of line. That was out of line.
Well, you rooting for Donnie to get that elusive ring or not?
No,
he's not saying
That's what
that.
I'm saying.
No.
I mean, Donnie never won a championship here.
I'm not taking it that far. I'm just saying it's in the back of my mind. Here's the real reason.
He'll always feel the respect. It's going to be a thunderous applause for him, provided we win the first game.
The baseball season is so long. This is all about timing. Sal, you made a great point. I did not love the matchup against the Red Sox only because of timing, and it was a 3-game series, and they had Crochet. Other than that, if it's a 7-game series, I really like the Yankees' chances. Now here at Toronto, I know the Yankees lost the season series, but you guys realize they only played 3 times in the last 70 days, the Yankees and the Blue Jays.
It's a different team.
Correct. Totally different team.
And Sal, back in July, which is when they played the bulk of their 13 games for the season, 1, the Yankees were a mess. 2, people like Marcus Stroman and Clark Schmidt, these kind of people were making starts and factoring into those games.
Clark Schmidt's good. He just got hurt. But I'm with you. That's fair. It's true.
Again, I respect the Blue Jays. They won the division. And Sal, you made a good point. Yankees didn't take care of their business. That's why they're starting on the road. I'm with you. But those were different teams and those were different people 70 days ago.
Yanks are better.
It's not comparable.
The Yanks are better. They almost caught them. They ran out of time. I think if the season were 3 days longer, thank you for the call, Charlie. We appreciate the kind words, and we appreciate you watching on YouTube Live there. If the season were 3 days longer, and now look, the Blue Jays did sweep to finish out there, so they earned it. Can't take that away from them. I firmly believe the Yankees are a better team than Toronto, and I believe the Yankees will dispose of the Blue Jays prior to the 5 games. They'll end it either. I think the Yankees either sweep or win it in 4. I don't think the series is going 5. That's how much better I think the Yankees are than the Blue Jays.
I think there's a lot that's changed there, and not just some of the players here, but Rice was not quite the factor that he at this point. I mean, he's been on an absolute. I mean, last night aside, but he's been on a bender for the last 2 months here, basically. So that's one thing that's very different. And I look back at some of the box scores quickly. Dominguez was pretty much in left field for some of those games there. Obviously, it's Bellinger. They are different. Schlittler was not when he came up July 9th. So when they played Toronto, that was early July, right before the Mets series, before the 4th. The bullpen's been remade. You have a third baseman. And if you really remember, I know the Yankee fans do, but if you just kind of parachute in casually, you might not. There were an inordinate amount of balls that got through on the left side, little 5 and 6 hoppers that McMahon's going to suck up like a vacuum. That has also made Anthony Volpe a lot better. So it guarantees nothing. It assures nothing. I do think the Yankees are better. They've got a better energy. They've got a better roster. But Toronto doesn't fear him. And that's one thing we got to understand.
I just want to know who's getting the outs. I mean, these right-handers, they're going to be putting out there again. Dude, they got Max Scherzer.
I know. Let's go.
The Yanks are going to get fat off this. The more I look at this, and I'm actually probably going to bet it. I'm going to bet the sweep. Also, how sweet would it be for the Yankee fans? You dispose of the Red Sox, of course. Also Bregman. No Astros in the playoffs, but you had a chance to eliminate Bregman for a change.
Yep.
Now you got the Blue Jays. Going to be a fun rivalry there. All the smack talk. Also Springer. So the Astros are out, but you could still beat some Astros along the way here.
Oh, yeah.
As you start to go on and make that climb toward 28.
Do you have the odds for the Yankees to sweep Toronto?
I don't. I'm going to look it up.
Because if they're minus 155 to win the series, to win 3 and sweep them, I'm going to guess off the top of my head, plus 4?
Yeah, I'm going to, whatever it is, I got to look into those and then bet that ahead of it. Yeah.
Right.
And, I was thinking about this before as the caller brought it up, and your favorite Yankee, Matting. I never, until today, right now, ever in my life thought about who my favorite Yankee is. But I'm with you. I think it's Donnie.
Oh, he's the best, man. God, I love him.
You know what my favorite thing about him is?
Let me guess.
Yeah.
His... probably similar to Wright, the way he plowed through injury and just how humble he was.
No.
I mean, is that it? Okay.
Nope, I respect that. I like it. But there's one thing you're missing.
Simpsons?
Nope. That was good, too.
Okay. you never know where you're going, so I'm going off the board with the Simpsons.
I almost feel bad.
He didn't date any, starlet, so it's not that. So I'm trying to think anything you could be thinking about.
I almost feel bad, BT. Go ahead, Dove. Take a guess.
Because he never won.
He's such an ass, this guy. You really are. He never won. That's why you love him?
Oh, I'm just kidding. My favorite Yankee. He doesn't have a championship.
He great. The back injury, he persevered. Very humble. No, because he never won a championship yet. I hate everybody else who did.
No, but I will say he is my favorite Yankee of all time. He was one of the best players when I was growing up as a kid.
He was the best player for a couple of years.
All right, we'll do the perfect parlay pick segment when we come back, week 5. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over a million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co., they just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. Make sure you visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
Design run. Up the middle he goes to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown Giants!
Jackson Dart's debut and timely defense led the Giants to New York's first victory of the NFL season.
Fires it right. Batted line. Intercepted by Dexter Lawrence. He's running down the left side to the 15. 10, 5, and he's knocked down at the 1 by Herbert.
Fans are buzzing, but concern looms on star wideout Malik Neighbors' injury.
Guys that play behind him, just like last year when Slay went in, everybody gets paid to do a job, and it's the next man up.
Keep it locked to the Fan for the latest on Big Blue as they gear up to hit the road to New Orleans for their Week 5 matchup with the winless Saints, Sunday at 1 o'clock on your home for New York Giants football. The Fan. 1019 FM WFAN. And always live on the free Odyssey app.
I'm Michael Jenkins here to help you beat the books with BetMGM Network. We're taking Texas -4.5 against Florida. The last time we saw the Longhorns and Arch Manning, he had his best performance of the year. We expect that to continue Saturday against a Florida team that is really banged up. The Gators missing significant starters on both sides of the football, especially on that defensive line. Billy Napier is a lame duck head coach, and the Gators could be giving up on him. Take the Horns -4.5. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your gut does more than just digest. It drives your energy, mood, and immunity. At Terra Origin, we blend ancient Ayurvedic wisdom with cutting-edge science to support your gut and whole body wellness. Since 2016, Healthy Gut is crafted with safe, powerful herbs, probiotics, and nutrients, rooted in tradition, proven by science. Feel better from the inside out. Terra Origin, ancient insight, modern wellness. Available at terraorigin.com and select retailers.
Hey, I heard you switched banks. How's it going? Yep. Ditched a big corporate bank. Hanover Bank made it easy. I moved my business and personal accounts. Hanover Bank. Are they local? Totally. Decisions made right here. Their team lives in the same communities they serve, so the money stays local, benefiting businesses, homes, and futures in our town. Sounds like you're banking with neighbors. Exactly. Real people, real service. I'm sold. Hanover Bank, huh? I'm checking them out.
Visit hanoverbank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
At Audi Manhattan, experience best-in-class service in the heart of New York. Visit their Audi flagship store today, conveniently located on 55th and 11th. Audi Manhattan, where luxury meets excellence.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two. And tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
All right, today's football picks here, BT and Sal, brought to you by Cash App.
Segment week 5. Nobody has hit their parlay yet. We've had a couple of close calls. Last week, Hop was 3-1, so 3 out of the 4. I went 2 out of 3, not good enough. BT, you were 1-3 last week. Overall in the season, Hop is 8-7. I'm 7-5. You are 4-8 so far.
Gross.
But even more important than the overall record, the total points. I have 35 points. Hop has 30. You have 15.
Yikes.
That is for picking the correct winner, just money line, straight up Jets and Giants each week. Last week, I correctly had the Giants to beat the Chargers and the Dolphins to beat the Jets, so I gained some ground there. So it's me with 35, Hop with 30, you with 15. You got some work to do here, BT.
I do.
2-team parlay, 25 points. 3-team parlay, 50 points. 4-team, 100. Take it away, BT. What do you got for week 5?
Yeah, here you go. Here's the music, which has done nothing for me so far in terms of, vibe. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little shaken here. My morale is a little jittery. I'm kind of in my own head. I'm overthinking things. I'm looking at lines. I'm seeing stuff I love. Then I overthink it. All right, we got to start fresh. We don't have 1. We don't have 2. We got 3. Now, let's face it. Pretty good logic over the years. When you have to win a game, you probably find the worst team in the NFL, and you maybe circle that and see if there's something that you like. Well, the worst team in the NFL, that is the Tennessee Titans, and they are obviously taking on the Cardinals, so a little bit more than a touchdown. I think that number's going to grow. I think that goes more than 7.5 here. The point differential for Tennessee, minus 69. We're 4 games in, man. Callahan absolutely is going to be the first head coach fired. And the Cardinals, who are only 2-2 in a very competitive division, 2 losses by 4 points, the Niners and Seattle. So I'm going to lay the 7 in a hook. I'm going to expect the route, and I'm going to take the Cardinals to smash and dismantle the pathetic Tennessee Titans. Number 2, I'm kind of rolling the dice here. This is one of those gut feels. Less based on what I've seen, because if that was the case, I would not play this. The Raiders. And you love the Pete Carroll move coming in. I liked it. They have not looked good at all. They're coming off a 25-24 loss to the Bears. Now, the Colts, I think this number's a little inflated. Coming off that loss, they won 3 out of the shoot here. Daniel Jones, blah, blah, blah. I feel like the Raiders, this is a game that's going to be weird. Raiders score first, hang around, back and forth. I think the Raiders cover the number. I'll take the plus 6.5 on the road at Indianapolis. And finally, and I said this with Nick, and we'll do the actual picks coming up after in terms of the Jets and the Giants. But I'm going to touch a little over-under here. The over-under, I have it at 48.5. It went up a little bit. Dallas and the Jets. The Jets secondary is just gross. Their corners, even with Sauce, they're gross. Their linebackers are banged up and really average, and Dallas's defense is pathetic. So I'm going to ride the over. I'm going to take the 48.5. I'm going to go over on that. So I'm going to do a 3-teamer here. Cards in summation. Cardinals minus 7.5, taking on the Tennessee. Give me Arizona. Taking on Tennessee. Give me Arizona. Give me the Raiders plus 6.5 at Indy. Dallas Jets over 48.5.
All right, Hoff, what do you got here for week 5?
All right, so I got to be honest with you. I really didn't look too deep into this because I don't like a lot of these games.
Yeah.
And I hate
Me
that.
neither, for the record. We were talking about that during the break. Go ahead.
I almost took a 4, though. I almost went 4 instead I went 3.
Okay.
And there's a theme here. I'm going all away teams, and I'm going with short spreads. So we go to Carolina. Miami. I know Carolina, they're inconsistent. They blew out Atlanta, but then they've gotten blown out themselves. Miami consistently puts up about 20-plus points a game. I feel like they'll continue that, and they will win. All they got to do is win by 2 because they got minus 1.5. So Miami in Carolina, minus 1.5. Then I'm going to MetLife. That's right. Dallas offense is really good. The Jets defense is really bad. I don't think the Jets offense can keep up with the Dallas defense. Dallas is getting minus 1.5. I'm taking Dallas minus 1.5. So that's 2. Miami minus 1.5. Dallas 1.5. And then I'm going to New Orleans.
Hoff, I thought Dallas was laying the points, not.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I got
minus
you.
1.5.
That's
Dallas.
Okay,
yes.
gotcha.
And then I'm going to...
It's 2.5, actually. The Cowboys minus 2.5. I don't know where you're getting your lines at, but...
the same place you got it.
Okay.
I refreshed it. It's still 1.5.
Dallas?
Yeah.
It was 2.5. All right, we got you.
They just refreshed it, but we'll confirm
All right, whatever.
We didn't mean to interrupt the flow. Sorry.
There is no flow right now. So,
So what the hell music is this, by the way?
300. I'm like feeling it right now. You know the movie 300?
Oh, I'm not familiar with it. All right, go ahead.
You
Continue.
never heard of the movie?
I swear to God.
The movie 300.
Yeah, but you know my bubble. You know my bubble.
Yeah, it's 80s.
Music window.
Okay. I'm going to New Orleans. I'm picking the Giants. Plus, they're getting plus 2.5 points to beat the Saints. They're going to do it. Jackson Dart, Scatterboo. Theo Johnson's going to find the end zone again. Darius Slayton's going to go off. I am very confident that the Giants are going to outright win this game with the points plus 2.5. Let's go.
All right, hit me with it, Dove, here. Week 5. I've come so close each week. I think I'm missing by a game here. Obviously, with a parlay, it's not good enough. I'm going to dummy it down and just go with a 2-teamer. I almost did this last week. Truth be told, I had 2 teams last week that I loved. I loved the Giants and I loved the Falcons. And I got sucked into the Ravens because I heard you talking about the Chiefs, BT, and I liked the Ravens a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go against BT. And I paid for it. And you were right with that with the Chiefs pick. They dismantled the Ravens, but I got stupid there. I'm going to go 2-team parlay here. Game number 1, I love the Broncos, man. Not just love them in this game. I think the Broncos are a really good football team who's continuing to get better as the weeks go on. Never easy to pick against a Super Bowl champion in their house. 3.5 points is a lot. And I think at the very least, Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and that Denver defense can keep this game a field goal game. Philly's been playing games closer to the vest anyway. A lot of talk about the wide receiver. Maybe they try to have him break out. But that defense is so good. And I love the offense. And I think Bo Nix and Sean Payton, like I said, continue to get better. Give me the Broncos. I think they win the game. Give me the 3.5 points on the road in Philly for game number 1. And then game number 2, I too am going to go down to New Orleans. And I am going to take the Saints. I just feel like everybody's all up in the Giants. And I get it. Like, their defense looked really good. I liked the Giants last week. I thought they would win. They did. I don't know if they're going to follow that up in a game where it almost seems like people think it's automatic all of a sudden that the Giants aren't automatic over anybody. But, New Orleans, they're bad, they're bad. New Orleans has been a lot more competitive than people think. And in that building, Kellen Moore, their offense, I think it's going to be a tough test for the Giants and young Jackson Dart. I think the Saints win that game. Give me New Orleans minus 2.5 points. 2-team parlay. Broncos on the road plus 3.5. New Orleans minus 2.5 over the Giants. As for the straight up, obviously, I like New Orleans, so that's one. Give me the Saints over the Giants. And I'm sorry, BT. I can't pick I picked the Jets against the Bucs. It was the only game I got wrong so far as far as correctly predicting the winner of the Jets and Giants games. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Jets are going to have to earn it first. Give me the Cowboys.
Hey, real quick, by the way, because you've been on Denver for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're as good as you think they are, but I also haven't watched them maybe as much as I need to. If you're right, the value for Denver is going to dissipate soon. I still think there's favorable lines for them because I don't think everybody's looking at them as it's an interesting
this
pick.
could be the week where it changes.
It could be. All right, I mean, like an idiot. Give me the Jets. What the hell are we doing here? Listen, my wife's from...
Win, huh?
Jen's from Dallas. I mean, come on. Am I going to pick the Cowboys? It's a family affair. I got to pick the Jets. I think they're going to score. I do. And I don't think Dallas is any good at all. So they got a chance, but probably won't. But I'll pick the Jets. I feel like we're going to be disappointed in the Giants on Sunday. I do. And less about, everybody's on it, which generally is the thing a lot of people who bet and pick. I know a lot of people do say that. I just don't know if the Giants are going to move the ball as much as they think that as some people think that they are. I think it's an ugly-ish kind of a game. I think the Saints win an ugly one. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see the Giants get their second win, but I'm going to go with the Jets and the Saints.
Huff?
You know me with the Giants pick, and I said this. The Giants had to show me something and show me that they could win before I pick them again to win. So now I'm actually back on board. I'm going to pick them. Jets haven't shown me jack. So I'm going Dallas.
So Giants and Cowboys for Hoff. I'm going Saints and Cowboys. BT goes Saints and Jets. All different there. That does it for the Perfect Parlay pick segment, Week 5. We'll take a break, come back, finish up with your calls, get back to some Yankees here, BT. Talk about the series that lies ahead starting tomorrow at 4:05.
Yeah, I got to get going with these picks, man. Fournet's been a rough sled here. I'm getting whacked. I am getting lapped early on by you guys. Hey, our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical, but did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They built MetLife Stadium, the one before that as well. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey. All right, let's get you Noticing Sports Minute coming at you now, brought to you by NJMEP Manufacturing Day on October 3rd in Freehold.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Bill Parcells famously said, "You are what your record says you are," but at least one person doesn't believe that is true about the Philadelphia Eagles. Drew Brees called out the defending champs on ESPN. He says they're 4-0, but they're not the best team, and they're just a couple plays away from being 2-2. He's not necessarily wrong, but the Eagles' superpower is finding a way to win. Expect them to use Brees' criticism as fuel as they face a tough Broncos team this Sunday. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Dude, did you order the new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me.
You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever, with eligible phone trade-in and unlimited ultimate. Any condition guaranteed. Best 5G source root metrics data, United States, 1H 2025. All rights reserved. Trade-in and additional terms apply for all offers. See Verizon.com for details.
Upgrade your laundry routine with a durable and reliable Maytag laundry pair at Lowe's. Like the new Maytag washer and dryer with performance-enhanced stain-fighting power, designed to cut through serious dirt and grime. And what's great is this laundry pair is in stock and ready for delivery when you need it the most. Don't miss out. Shop Maytag in-store or online today at Lowe's.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine, its impressive fuel economy. Still going. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. For well-qualified buyers, example 0 down payment. 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 11/3/25.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
So, there's this guy, Paul Rivera, grew up in the Bronx, made some mistakes, but eventually becomes one of those hard-working citizens who keep our city going. But he gets pulmonary fibrosis, and his only hope is a lung transplant. When one hospital, Montefiore, Einstein, get him a new lung, and they give him a new life. Right. Everyone in his neighborhood is like,
they give that guy a new lung or a new motor.
The story, Mr. Giamatti. Well, you ought to know, Mr. Rivera, you lived it.
Everyone loves a comeback. Montefiore Einstein, national leader in transplant.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's call of the day is is brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. We do have some breaking news here as it pertains to the Mets, BT. More on the coaching changes. Pitching coach Jeremy Hefner, hitting coaches Jeremy Barnes and Eric Schaub.
I think they need a shakeup, man.
Yeah.
The fact that there's new juice, new blood, you need that. If the third base coach was better, you probably win 3 more games.
Yeah.
And then you're probably in the playoffs.
He was
so
awful.
it matters.
Yeah, I mean, also if Pete Alonso could throw a baseball or catch one, maybe they win a game or two and find themselves in the postseason.
I heard that there's also a vacancy in the pitching lab.
Don't be a jerk. See, this is come on now. He's it's a bad joke.
Tough.
You give the bad jokes and then BT doesn't get him, and then I got to clean up.
They got to be funny to laugh.
That was a great joke.
I get it. I mean, Hop is generally a funny guy, and that was a little flat.
You were waiting on serious stuff, and you could see the look in his face where he's got that oh, I got another name for you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there's an opening in the pitching lab. No, come on, Hop.
I could have given you the courtesy chuckle, to be fair. I probably could have thrown you one of those, but he's trying.
I've given you plenty of those.
No,
before.
you handled it. BT, you handled it the right way, but I was then
Wasn't
confused.
that funny?
No, but then I'm like, oh, does BT not understand what he's saying?
Oh, no, I get it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Come on. Come on, what's there not to get?
Dove didn't get it, though.
Yeah, well, that's different.
I'm not sure I got it. I still don't get it.
I didn't laugh either.
All right, BT Sal Player to Watch is sponsored by ELEC 825, Building Our Future, Collars & Co., the original dress collar polo for me, BT. I'm looking at Darius Slayton here. He was the Giants' leading receiver in Week 4 in their win over the Chargers, but it was a pedestrian 44 yards. They need a lot more from that. Obviously, Neighbors down. I do think that even though I trust the Giants' defense more after their impressive performance last week, they're going to need to show something against the Saints, who at the very least can be a high-octane, push-it-down-the-field type offense. They may not be a good team, but they're going to try to score a lot of points in that dome. Giants going to have to keep up with them. I think they're going to have to throw the ball to somebody. Slayton would be that guy.
Yeah, and without Neighbors now, Slayton's going to get some double teams. He's certainly going to get the top corner. It's just a little bit of different level of responsibility. Good call. I'm going to go to Sunday night. Hopefully I'm sitting on a 2-0 Yankee lead Sunday night, but that game's going to be very revealing. I don't know what the Patriots do as a team, but I'm very curious how Drake May plays up in Buffalo. He's been phenomenal this year, man. So, I mean, I know he's been good. I looked at his numbers. I didn't realize this. First of all, he's at 75% completion percentage. 75. He's thrown at least 2 touchdowns in each of the last 3 weeks, and he also has run for a couple of touchdowns, and he's running well. So, 3rd overall pick, he seems to have paid dividends. Are they ready for a step up in weight class? We'll see. Good game.
WFAN NFL football, powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today. Let's finish up on the phones here ahead of a huge matchup, Yanks, Toronto. I mean, I just think it's fitting, BT, that it comes down to this. It's one thing to meet in the regular season, one thing to even be crowned division champion, which the Blue Jays had. You trade that division title for a win this round. This is what it's all about. I don't think Toronto was a legitimate match. They ran their mouths, their broadcasters, whatever it may be, their players, the manager talking about it, Springer talking about, oh, you're going to give the division to the Yankees. When the Blue Jays are starting to choke things away at the end, the manager taking shots left and right, insinuating that the Yankees are only good when they know what's coming. Well, now we're going to see it. Yanks, Blue Jays head-to-head, and I just don't think Toronto has what it takes to beat the Yankees in this series. I think the Yankees are going to eventually move on, and I think it's going to be in short order as well.
Man, I hope you're right. I feel good about it as well. I'm not sure about a sweep, but I do think the Yanks are set up. It's funny, some matchups, you're always juiced up for the postseason, but some are fairly benign in terms of like the emotions that you admit, like a Boston, obviously, a Subway Series with the Mets.
Last year, Kansas City.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, along those lines. So think about Boston, even though, Boston's lineup is what it is, and they're a year or two away, I think, from being really, really good. You still got to beat them. And if they would have lost that, Yanks would have been punked nationally, so you couldn't deal with that nonsense. And now you got the team that, as you said, has been chirping all summer, even to the point, not just like when they're playing the Yankees. The Yankees are so centrally on the mind of Toronto, whether it's the umpires or the broadcasters, they're talking about the Yankees when the Yankees aren't even in the same building with them. It would take great pleasure to send these punks home.
It's going to be sweet for the Yankees in the event that they do win, and obviously we'll be locked in tomorrow, 4:05, Game 1, and we still haven't had an announcement yet.
Not yet, just Gosman for Toronto.
Tyler is calling from Caldwell, New Jersey. What's up, Tyler?
Hey, bud.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. Hey, just wanted to say I've been watching the YouTube Live as well, loving the hairstyles. Anyways, I want to talk about Aaron Boone. I really do. I know. But, we are giving Schlitler a ton of credit, and rightfully so, of course. I'm not going to dive into the historical performance thing. Whatever. You got to move on to the next series. The big bugaboo in Game 1 with Boone was that, some were saying that they pulled Fried early. And I happened to be in that party. But with Boone in general, in my opinion, his biggest issues has always come with the pitching. I think the lineup is a little overrated. I think you just kind of have to rely on your players to play a little bit, especially in the game-by-game basis. With pitching, you can make a lot more mistakes. And analytics aside, there's a few intangibles with managing a pitching staff like we saw in Game 1 and Game 3. Let me tell you why. Game 1, Boone had that feeling, deep down in his gut that Fried had to go. We put Weaver in. We see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost weird because you figure you'd give your 180-plus, much more $1 million pitcher a little bit longer of a leash. But he learned his lesson. There were instances in the 5th, 6th, 7th innings with Schlittler where he was starting to get
Schlitler. It's Schlitler. I'm sorry. The first time we let it go, Schlitler. There's an L in there.
Yeah, come on.
You want to get us in trouble here? That's it?
I think he's still there. No, you're
okay.
But my point is, you have to give – listen, for a fan base that throws a lot of flack at players, managers, front office, you have to give Boone credit for keeping Schlittler
there you go,
Tyler. As long as he did. Honestly, because, listen, it's a tough town. Fans sometimes don't make it easy, and trust me, I think the Yankees should have won a lot more World Series before – the instance that they're in right now, they might be able to win one. We haven't seen one since 2009. Let's rally behind Boone a little bit right now.
We
saw, listen, Ben Rice, the big, issue in Game 1, of course, again, was Rice didn't get in that bat, lefty-lefty.
Put it this way, Tyler.
Rice's at-bats versus the lefty for Boston were horrendous.
Yeah, they were awful.
So it didn't come from nowhere.
But it never comes from nowhere. And thank you for the call, Tyler. We appreciate it.
Tyler.
It never comes from nowhere. Put it this way. Boone is a lot better than people give him credit for. Like, he has just been the punching bag for years. Every manager, you could pick apart their decisions, and you could say whether it's the data, whatever it may be, especially in today's day and age. But Boone is treated as if he's some buffoon.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It really is absurd. So maybe this is the sweet victory tour for him. Now, a long way to go. Like, they're just right now, it took a lot to get back to where they were a year ago starting the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are. There's 3 more rounds to go. It's a long, that was a stressful 3-game series. There's a long way to go to get back to the World Series and then eventually win it. So I'm not going to throw him his flowers now, but let's treat Aaron Boone with a little more respect around here.
I obviously agree. Now,
even if he is a data applicator.
Yeah, think about last night, right? So he could have done a lot of different things. Caballero played third base the first game, didn't do that last night. Rosario gets the big knock. We talked about this going in. We didn't really know what he would do. We thought we talked about what he might, what we think he should do, but he could have easily put Goldschmidt to start at first base and Ben Rice as the catcher.
Didn't think he was going to do it.
He didn't do that, and by not doing that, think about the big at bat that Austin Wells gave you, 9 or 10 pitches, and I thought that should have been a hit. Whatever, we're not going to yell about that, but I thought it was a hit. Either way, clutch at bat. Think about Goldie getting the pinch hit late. Think about Ben Rice did not look good at first base, but everything that he did last night kind of worked out. And I listen. I boil it down very simply when it comes to Boone. And I would encourage almost everybody that thinks he's a buffoon, to use your word, which we don't. I would encourage you to at least think about this once in a while. I challenge you. Name the series that Aaron Boone and the Yankees were supposed to win, whether through Vegas or what we thought of, what we saw unfold during the season, where they did not win. In a couple of years ago, the Astros superior. Now the Yankees threw up all over themselves against the Dodgers last year, so that was a very bad look, and the Cortez move was awful. But the Dodgers superior. Vegas told you that. Our eyes told you that. So to me, when he's not underachieving, which I don't think he's ever done once.
2020 maybe against the Rays.
But I
don't remember the exact odds, but the Yankees were a machine. And now, again, 2020 is a pandemic, so.
But Voigt's playing first. They go back and look at the Yankee roster. It wasn't anything special. Man, I'm not saying that you're 100% wrong. Maybe that's the one that you could throw up there for debate. But people make it seem like the Yankees go into every October, Yankees odds-on favorite to win the World Series, and they lose to the Guardians and the Royals every year. Like, the teams they're supposed to beat, they beat.
Yeah, to me, it's never been about Boone as far as the Yankees' deficiencies. However, he has been the punching bag. And I personally am finally happy to see a little bit more of the gut type stuff the last 2 days specifically. Some people disagree with keeping Rodon in. I'm good with it. Keep one. Like, my mentality would always be keep the guy in, let him get knocked out. He did it last night with Schlitler, who really, it was an easy decision.
Yeah, it was.
You can't pull him out of that game. And the same thing the night before with Rodon was a little trickier decision. Frank is in Monroe. We'll finish us off here. What's up, Frank?
Hey, boys, how you doing?
Good.
You know, that guy Charlie from the Poconos, he obviously shaves his head. That's number one.
Yeah, we got that.
Number two, Aaron Boone. I tell my friends that want Boone fired that his grandfather played in the pros, his father played in the pros, his brother did, he did. Like, that guy knows more about baseball than most people that are alive. Like, what do they want him to do?
Well, Frank, it doesn't mean he gets a lifetime contract with the Yankees because the family. I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that.
Right. We don't have to beat them down all the time.
Yep.
And number two, BT. Think about this. Next year, Cole, Fried, Rodon,
Schlittler. I know.
Right?
I know.
Steele. Like, think about that rotation.
Warren. Yeah.
Every team in the league would take either one of those guys.
But I'm worried about tomorrow. I'm worried about I hear you, Frank, but I'm worried. I'm focused on tomorrow.
Thanks for the call.
Even though you're not wrong, but I get it.
You can't worry about next year.
Tomorrow.
Oh, like
I want a championship.
Hey, who's to say that one of these guys doesn't get injured this year or in the offseason or in spring training? Like, that's how pitching is. That's how, what's the word?
Like fragile?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fragile it is with the starting pitching where you just don't know, which is why I wouldn't invest a lot of money in it. The Yankees have invested a lot of money in it. Hey, it's a great thing that they went out there and got Max Fried, and he can basically fill in for Garrett Cole, who's not there. Rodon, they spent a lot of money a couple years ago. He's finally pitching up to those standards, and it's nice to get balanced out by Schlitler, who's not making anything and going out there and dominated like an ace last night. So I'd worry about now as opposed to same thing with Ravitch last night. Oh, this for years to come. It doesn't work like that. You don't know year to year, especially with the fragility of a pitching staff.
Look at some of the young Met pitchers over the years. We thought they'd be here, forever.
Exactly.
The trio, even going back to Generation K. I mean, going back to Pulsifer and those guys.
Who proved nothing, and we anointed them before they did anything. And then the guys in 2015 who actually did do something, whether it be Harvey, DeGrom, Syndergaard, all that fell apart.
I hear you.
You just don't know.
Kerry Wood. I mean, the baseball graveyard is littered with. I hear that. By the way, you guys got to check this out. I tweeted this. I saw MLB had video. Cam Schlittler, I love this stuff, and I think Yankee fans will eat this up. There's video. I didn't even know this. In 2020, Cam Schlittler was a freshman at Northeastern. I knew where he went to school, right? But I did not know. Now, some of these colleges will play like the Yankees in a game or the Red Sox. Northeastern's obviously up in New England. Cam Schlittler started against the Red Sox in 2020 as a freshman at Northeastern, and there's video to it. He's facing Duran, who was a rookie at that point, and he was throwing 88 miles an hour as a beanpole, 170-pound, 6'5" freshman.
Crazy.
It's incredible footage.
It's crazy to me to think about how he, because we are fans, right? We grow up as fans. We're always fans. He also was a fan, and his family were diehard Red Sox fans. And here he is pitching against his favorite team.
Yep.
In the biggest of stages, the postseason, an elimination game against his childhood favorite team for the Yankees. Like, it's just bizarre. And then his family obviously going to be Yankee fans. Like, there is no choice. I know fans are like, how could you do that? Oh, come on.
No, please.
But imagine you or your son or whatever. Like,
you asked me once, Mets. I'm the biggest Mets fan in the world.
But I'm just saying, like, the idea that it actually happened for a diehard Red Sox fan to be pitching against this team, it's wild.
And Garrett Cole, too.
Yeah,
Think about it. He's hurt now, but same thing with Garrett Cole. So, hey, enjoy the weekend, everybody.